Very sexy indeed. Good morning, everybody. Ben and Woods 97.3, The Fan. Such a pleasure and an honor to be here with you this morning. Just the two of us today. Trying to get our heads right on a Thursday after a very, very turdish Padres game last night. Talk about all of that and then some today. Going to be exploring the space with my good pal, executive producer, Paulie Reindl. Good morning, Paulie.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good. Yeah, I don't know. I like when Ben takes a day or two off because we get to switch things up a little bit.
Yeah, we do get to switch things up. And he said yesterday off air, I think it was off the air. He goes, you're going to be getting tired of me soon. And I said, yeah, you're right. You're right, actually. Right now is a good time for him to take off.
Yeah.
He has been not attentive lately, and maybe I'm just extra sensitive to it because, well, I feel that way at home with my kids, and then I come to work and I feel that way at home with my partner, and so I'm sensitive about it, right? So I'm just like, like the other day I said I tell a joke and he stares at me with donut glaze on his eyes,
Completely missed.
and then I have to do did you hear the joke? What movie did I say I watched?
See why it's funny, Ben?
Yeah, and so I'm like, and I'll tell you the other thing, Paulie. He should be on his knees thanking Fernando Tatis Jr. this morning for hitting that home run. If the Padres had been perfect gamed or no hit last night, I would have beaten him with a tire iron. I would have driven to his house and beaten him with a tire iron and be like, you leave for a golf trip? These guys get no hit. Paulie and I got to go in there and answer those calls in the morning?
Take 100 to the ribs.
Are you out of your mind?
Oh,
are you out of your mind? So, yeah, Benny is out today, and we do love Benny, and we do miss Benny.
I hope he has a great weekend.
I hope he has a really great weekend, because I'll tell you this about Ben Higgins. That cat needs and deserves very much a golf trip and then some. So, that's his boy, best friend, golf. I mean,
I love that he has that.
Me too, dude, and, it's his passion, to be able to go out and play as much golf, and they will sit. And Scott, his buddy, is just like him. They'll sit there and, you have 7-iron there. Yeah, it was a little windy, so I decided to hook a 7-iron around it. And they'll just go for the whole trip. That's all they'll sit at dinner. They'll sit at dinner and replay the rounds that they just got done playing. I really like that wedge you hit there on 18.
And the trash talk is the same.
Trash talk is the exact. Don't want to hit it there.
I don't think you were trying to hit it into that bunker.
It is the best, dude. I'm telling you. I would have killed him. I would have killed him if they had gotten no hit or perfect game last night. But no.
We'll get into all of that.
We will get into all of that, man. Yeah, I will miss him, though, the next couple days, certainly.
You're looking good.
Thank you. Got a fresh haircut yesterday.
I have a recent one. I just decided to go with the hat today.
Yeah, I got my haircut yesterday.
You always have to go. You got to do it up.
The day up. It never looks better.
Yeah. As good as it'll go.
Let me tell you something, though. I realized this yesterday as I'm sitting in the chair, the barber's chair, and my girl Danny's cutting my hair. We got kids. Our kids are in the same first grade class. Wesley's her son and Bo's mine. And we're talking about, the trials and tribulations of parenthood and whatever. And I'd be looking at her, and then I'd glance over into the mirror. You've never looked like a fatter, more disgusting piece of ass than when you're sitting in that barber's chair. I don't know what they do to the mirror and why. I don't know why they do it. But I look at myself, Paulie, when I'm looking at home in my mirror, I go, yeah, you got some crow's feet. The age of all the cigarettes and whiskey caught up to you finally. But I'm like, I can work with this. When you're sitting in that barber chair, it looks like your face is distorted. I mean, I looked at the mirror. I was like, you're repugnant. Like, you're absolutely, I don't know what it's the lighting or the mirror itself, but I looked disgusting. And I'm looking at it like, but she's cutting my hair.
It's weird. My guy, Julian, he has me turned away. Like my back is to the mirror
so lucky.
The entire time.
That's why.
I have no idea what is going on up there.
That's great. And then he spins
you around. You're like,
for like the reveal, you're like, oh my God, look
at
that.
Yeah, he's like, is it good? I'm like, it's great.
No, I'm staring at myself the whole time. And then I look so bad I can't look away necessarily. So I'm looking going, is Is this me? Or is this the mirror? I really don't know. But so I was in the chamber with that, got my hair cut. And then I've been in kind of a perpetual chamber about a couple of things. Number one, I get a little bit domed out when Ben's gone, and this is not my favorite thing to do is drive the vehicle all day, which is fine. We've done this 1,000 times. So I thought I need to get myself some really good, prep work time in yesterday. And my wife was fantastic. My wife Hannah said, "Yeah, I'll take Bo to soccer. You pick up Taylor, and get some prep done in between and after, and get him showered, and I'll handle him." Fed him, got him showered in the PJs, the whole thing. So I finally sit down to do some prep work, and I hear screams from the other room. So I walk in. And I hit record. You want to watch what?
Okay, what was that right there?
I want to watch a different movie.
I want to watch a different movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to watch a different movie than what? Mighty Ducks? No! You don't want to watch Mighty Ducks? No! Why not? You want to watch something else? Like what? Spider-Man again? Yeah! How many times can one kid watch Spider-Man?
Okay, we can watch Spider-Man.
Little Bo.
What a nice boy. Okay, Bo said you can watch Spider-Man. You're still upset.
You just got the answer.
He got what he wanted.
What do you say to your brother? Go say thank you. Go say thank you.
That went on, by the way, till bedtime at 8. And then on till 9 as he continued to scream.
But he got to watch Spider-Man.
Yeah, we separated him. Bo came in with me, watched a documentary on his iPad as I was trying to watch the game right next to me. So it was about Alcatraz because we're leaving for San Francisco tomorrow. So I'm watching the game. Bo's right next to me with, and then the men created 3 fake heads and escaped from Alcatraz. And I'm like, I'm just sitting there like a crazy person, Paulie. Like, I'm just in the death spiral, right? So I'm like trying to make notes on my phone. I can't really hear what Mud and Don were saying. I do know everything about Alcatraz there is to know now and about Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers and everything else. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, so finally, so then I play that clip for Bo. He goes, "You have to tell Paulie to make that a clip on the air." I go, "Oh, 100%. 100%, man."
There you go, Bo.
We have enough Bo on the air. So he was... Yeah.
You don't want to watch Mighty Ducks?
So
why not?
Once he got the answer he was looking for, all right, Bo said you can watch Spider-Man. He's still upset.
Okay, we can watch Spider-Man.
So Bo wanted to watch Mighty Ducks.
Yeah. Taylor was not having it.
None
So
of this
he's
Mighty Ducks BS.
So he was pretty whipped. But yeah, so that went on until bedtime. I finally had to go in there at about 9:30. I go, "Hey, I love you. You're going to be okay. I need you to suck your thumb, do whatever you got to do to calm yourself. Let's breathe together, and we'll get it down. We'll go rub his back a little bit," and he finally fell asleep. But so I was in the chamber for that.
TJ in our chat says probably birth control for anyone who doesn't have kids.
Probably, yeah.
He sent that over last night. I was laying in bed, played the video, and I just turned to Megan. I go, "Yeah, pretty happy with our choices."
It makes you
pretty happy.
It makes you shudder a little, and it always happens when they know there's something innate in them that go, "My dad has a really important day tomorrow." They just know it.
It's not like a fun Friday with the whole crew here.
No.
4 interviews.
Yeah.
Nice,
Piece of cake.
easy. Padres win.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's in a great mood, but yeah, dude, they know. They look at me and they go, "Oh, you have something big tomorrow. Oh, and you have a round table too? Okay. Yeah. Oh, and you have like an hour of production to do? You're dead. You're a dead man." So that was the one thing. Then the other thing, and I feel really guilty about this, and you know how I operate in a state of guilt and insecurity, pretty much is where I live. We have a couple of big birthdays here in the Ben and Woods family. Paulie's birthday. How old will you be?
34.
34 years old on Saturday.
Yep.
My wife, Hannah, will be 35 years old on Sunday. Now, we have a trip planned. We are leaving Friday after the show, San Francisco, Padres, Giants, Alcatraz. Going to go back to, this is a very sweet thing, going to go back to her home. She was born in San Francisco. And the home that she and her brother Graham were lived in with her late father and her mom. My mother-in-law stayed in touch with her. They're going to go back and see their childhood home.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is great. So we're going to do that on Saturday.
I got to do that last month. I went to Washington for a wedding.
Go see
and then on the last night, we drove back from where the Airbnb was back to Seattle. I flew out Monday morning.
Yeah.
I stayed that extra night, and I stayed with my buddy Roger and his wife. And I knew the neighborhood that they lived in, but I hadn't been to their house yet, their new home. So we're driving in, and I go, I'm like starting to recognize some streets, and I go, wait, is this next street up here 200th Avenue or whatever? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I grew up a block away from where you now live. We didn't know each other at that
crazy.
time. And he's like, no way. Drove past it, saw the house. I'm like, it's kind of a weird, it's cool.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
weird.
that.
And I'm, we're looking forward to that. So it's going to be great, man. But I'm in the space of Paulie is one of my dearest friends and somebody I'm very close to, family, I would call him. And then, of course, my wife is my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the trip planned. It's all done. We got great hotel, great flight, great everything. We're gonna have a great trip. So
I'm very happy for you.
I made the mistake of asking her. So when we get home on Sunday, your actual birthday, we do have a baseball practice. I have to go coach.
I have a tier 1 game.
Yeah, you do. And you'll be managing. I won't be there.
Okay.
So I said to her, "What's expected when we get home?" She said, "What do you mean?" I go, "Well, you've already gotten your gift. I bought your gift. I had it assembled. It's in the garage, just like you asked for. The exact model put together. Had a guy come out, put it together. It's all done. You got what you wanted.
Sure.
We got the trip, the whole thing. When we get home, what is expected on your actual birthday?"
Still the birthday.
Right?
Yeah, the
And
vacation doesn't end.
I asked the same question of Paulie because tomorrow we'll celebrate your birthday. Ben didn't find it important at all, so he took off. So I'll be here at least. I'm asking you what I'm asking Hannah. What's expected of me tomorrow for you? Because I can't really do anything audio. I can't make you something special because, well, you do all the audio. It's not like I can throw a fastball by you.
Yeah.
So what is expected?
Have we not worked together long enough? Like, why? Like, my wife does the same thing. She asks me, like, "Hey, where do you want to go for dinner? Like, where would you like? What would you like to do?" And I'm like, does anybody know me?
You just want to.
Do I have anybody out there that knows me at all?
I know you, and I got you a gift. It's not here yet, but I did get it. Ben and I split it, and it's awesome.
Can't wait.
And I'll tell you what it is tomorrow. I'll maybe show you a picture of it.
Okay.
Because I don't have, it's not in yet. So what would you like?
All I want.
You just want me to come up with something.
I just want you to enjoy your weekend in San Francisco.
Paulie, you know that doesn't work with me. You're going to guilt trip me. How much? All right, I got you the gift. It's great. And you're going to be really happy.
I thought it would have been fun. Maybe Saturday morning, go catch a round of golf with my boys, Ben and Woods.
Well, he's gone. He's playing golf.
But
I'll
both of
be
you guys
I'll
are
be
gone.
I'll be gone.
So don't worry about me. It's all good.
So you
be
married the female me also, who's
Yes.
like, you pick. All right, so my question is,
I'm surrounded by crazy, feeble people who need help with technology. And apparently, my birthday.
feeble. How much money you want? What's your price on what I need to give you so that you're not mad anymore? It's like if Hannah would just take cash, I would just give her cash. I'd be like, you know what? Happy birthday. Here's $300.
Like Seinfeld?
Seinfeld, yeah.
That's $187 in cash.
That's right.
Nothing to sneeze at.
So I want to plan something, but I mean, Hannah told me you know what her quote was? I would like to be showered with, adulation and attention. I go, well, I have a baseball practice on Sunday. So what? She goes, flowers. I go, when am I supposed to get those? I'm the worst at it. I get it. But I will pay. I will pay. You know you can get money out of me if you
true.
want it. I will absolutely
I'm gonna have to sit on this.
sit on it for a while.
Get to it tomorrow.
Do you want a cake tomorrow or something? Like,
maybe breakfast? Let's get
all right,
breakfast tomorrow.
done. I will order us breakfast tomorrow. We will eat it live on the
We'll
air.
have some fun.
People will enjoy that.
Just hey, enjoy your weekend. I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of my weekend.
We'll suck down McGriddles
Megan
live.
and I, we got a great dinner planned tomorrow night.
Okay,
Little staycation.
you
this
planned all of it,
weekend.
I'm sure.
No, we planned it together.
Hannah says, I have to plan and organize and perpetrate my own birthday. That's exactly right. And I'm sorry about that, but this is who you married. I will give you, I will shower you with love. We can maybe, if you want to, baby, if you're listening, we can we can do a Shannon Sharp. Ooh. And if you don't know what that means,
I have been looking forward to talking about
you will hear about that later. I will offer you a Shannon Sharp experience. To my lovely wife, Polly, I will not offer you the same. But
the problem is, I hate planning anything.
Right,
like
but
for myself.
you
I
have
feel
to.
uncomfortable.
Of course,
asking others to plan anything for me.
I get it,
and
man. I'm the worst.
I'm sure it drives my wife insane when it's 4 days out and I'm like, I don't know where to go for dinner. I feel bad. Like I don't care. It's just my birthday. It's fine.
He's gonna guilt me, and I'm gonna end up giving Paulie like $1,000. So I'm like, here you go, man. Have a great time. I'll be. You know how I am. You know how I operate. I beat myself up because I always think I can be doing more. But so yeah, that's where we will be. Let's talk some Padres baseball. Certainly. I mean, what's there really to say? A little bit dicey, and we can talk about where you stand on the panic meter right now. Mine's pinging a little bit, just a tiny little bit. Never like dropping a game in the wild card standings, but that's exactly what happened. We'll set the menu. Got a couple of really, really great, special, sweet angel guests coming up today on the Woodsy and Paul program. Ben is out, and we'll be right back. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Breaking news on 97.3 The Fan, presented by BetQL. Smarter bets start with BetQL. Download the BetQL app or visit BetQL.com today. Yeah, big news breaking this morning in the world of college football. San Diego State and 3 other Mountain West schools are set to join the Pac-12 conference, Paulie, and you're an Aztec for life. They're headed to the Pac-12, leaving the Mountain West to join Oregon State, Washington State in all sports, in a reformed Pac-12 starting in 2026-2027, according to multiple reports confirmed by conference sources.
Oh, it's confirmed. San Diego State has, they at 6 a.m. they had a press release emailed out. It is official. San Diego State to start play in the Pac-12 for the 2026-2027 campaign.
Very good, very good. I mean, I know that it's going to be more money.
It will officially become a member of the Pac-12 on July 1st of 2026.
Now, I was reading this article in the UT. So every school that we just mentioned, they're on the hook for exit fees to the Mountain West that with more than 1 year's notice of departure amount to 3 times the annual distribution, which is about $6.5 million. So you're essentially paying about $20 million to get out, which is
it's a lot of money.
That's a lot of dough. That is a lot of dough. But listen, I think this has been the goal for a long time. You get out of the Mountain West.
Well,
now again,
it's weird. It was the goal, and then until it wasn't the goal anymore.
Well, until a lot of teams left the Pac-12, they had to rebuild that conference in some way, shape, or form. And I think
isn't it the Pac-6?
Pac-6. Yeah, college football is going to be in flux for a while.
They gotta change all the names. I mean, you don't have to change the SEC is fine. The ACC is fine. But the Big 10 and the Big 12, they don't have 10 and 12 teams anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, and it's just one of those things as sports fans, you just kind of roll with the punches. You're like, oh, yeah, Pac-12. It was actually 8 of us or 7 of us or 6 of us or
Back
whatever.
in my day, it was the Pac-10.
That's right. And so, yeah, Big 12 is the Big 14 or whatever. I mean, it's going to be a little bit in flux for a while. But I think ultimately it's a good
I don't know.
It's a good move.
I saw reports coming out yesterday about this, and all signs had pointed to news breaking at some point Thursday morning, and here we are with the news. Isn't it? So right now, the Mountain West has those teams plus a couple, like the Wyoming, the San Jose States, the lower division, parts of the division. So if you're just taking most of the Mountain West schools and the same Pac-2 schools that are currently in your conference, like Oregon State and Washington State, isn't it still just the Mountain West with a different name?
Point 2.0, potentially.
Yeah.
No, I listen.
Like, I don't know that. I'm not.
Ask Ben.
Hey, Ben.
Ben, what do you think?
What are your thoughts on
How mad
this?
is he? He is rocking back and forth in his chair.
I bet we could call him right now, and he would.
Do it. Do it. I mean, I talked to you guys when I was in Hawaii. I was 4 hours behind you.
Like, he's awake right now.
He's
right?
100% awake. 100%. This is him missing out on this news is devastating.
Just literally call him live.
Call him live on the air.
I don't know. He could sue us.
I mean, he has to allow us to run the audio.
It's true.
But him missing this news is too much for him to bear.
You can pull the quick one on him. Be like, hey, we only have a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, he's big timing us.
Hello.
Oh, he just dropped off.
Ben, you had him?
I had him.
Oh, Ben, call back. Just want to get your thoughts on the
I'm calling him back.
new Pac-12 San Diego State Aztecs. Hello. Hi, Ben.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Ben.
Hi.
Good
How are
old-
you guys doing?
We're fantastic.
You're live on the air. Don't curse.
Don't say anything.
Okay.
untoward.
So just now, don't curse. Got it. Thank you.
Just quickly, your thoughts on the Aztecs joining the
Moving
Pac-12.
to the Pac-2. I think that it's going to be very expensive, but ultimately it is probably what they had to do. And in a few years, it'll definitely look like a good move. But I'm a little nervous about it anyway.
All right. Thanks for your time. Have a great rest of your trip, and we love you very much.
Welcome.
Be safe. Hit them straight.
Thanks, guys. Good
All right.
to talk to you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Benny.
Only he could just pick up the phone and be like, anyway, here's what I was thinking. I mean,
I'm surprised he wasn't already talking about it.
Yeah, he probably was. Just talking to himself in his car. All right. Let's wrap up last night's Padres game next. We'll get into that 5-2 loss to the Seattle Mariners. That, let's be honest, could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse.
Super quick setting of the menu. In about an hour from now, we're going to talk a little football. It's tradition on Ben and Woods.
Yeah.
Start of the season. We missed her last week, but start of the season, we always talk to the great Amy Trass. She'll join us at 7:35 this morning. Always love having her on the show. And then every Thursday at 8:35, we have Eno Saris joining us for some smart baseball. We have so much to get to between now and 10 o'clock. We scheduled some things to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't know that I can wait long enough.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to Don't Do This since about 3 o'clock yesterday.
I mean, he really deserves his own segment. He really,
Shannon
really
Sharp
does.
needs a full segment.
He really
Maybe
does.
he gets the whole 7 o'clock
Maybe he
segment.
gets the whole 7. It's pretty nuts, but we'll
I
be
don't know
right
how
back.
much we can talk about this game last
We'll
night.
wrap up last night's game. Yeah, I'm sure we'll point some fingers. I'm already seeing it. Already seeing it in the chat, and I get it. Let's go. Let's get after it next. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Padres dropped 1-5-2 to the Seattle Mariners last night, splitting that series. And it was a. I mean, if you like overpowering, brilliant pitching performances on the team that you're playing, good game for you last night. And
I usually like dominant pitching performances, but not when it's against us.
Super duper fun to watch a guy just locked in like that.
Ultimately, I'm okay when it's a guy that's been doing it all year.
Yeah, exactly. If it's some scrub,
it's the guy that he's got 3 career starts. He's got an 8.45 ERA,
and he gets you,
and he comes in and just shoves. And you're like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, man. It's look, and we'll talk about our buddy Josh in Dallas, Josh Gorel. So, are we gonna do a panic show after every loss? No, we're gonna do a panic meter after every loss.
We're just gonna check.
Where do you stand? You had to check your pulse, if you will. I'm at like a 4. Like, I'm not panicked yet at all. It's nerve-wracking. It's dicey. Watching the standings every night, watching, the New York Mets just really, really playing great baseball, watching the Braves creeping, watching the Dodgers continuing to smash home runs. You do feel, a little bit of that because with 15 games left to go, anything can happen. So we'll wrap up the Padres game right after this quick check of traffic.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's Kelly Danick.
Well, guys, we're getting reports of a 2-vehicle accident southbound 5 before La Jolla Village Drive. It's over the right shoulder. Also reports of some debris in the 2 right lanes on southbound 805 before Murray Ridge. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's a shame if they lose.
Oh, a shame indeed.
It's a complete crap.
Oh, I did not like that.
Here are the lowlights from yesterday's game.
Are you kidding me?
Boo.
It's the Padres wrap-up, presented by Hamul Casino. With thrilling slots and tables and all the best rewards, Hamul Casino has all the fun you're looking for. Hamul Casino, fun above all else.
We'll give it 16 minutes of salt, and then we'll, get back on the bump and figure it out.
It's not your fault.
1-1 to Raleigh. The pitch from King swung on line into right field and down for a base hit. Rojas has scored. Robles on his way. Fernando's throw cut by Solano. It is a run-scoring single for Cal Raleigh. And Robles ended up halting at third base. So 1-0 Seattle. King is ready. Here's the pitch. Swung on line into right field and a base hit. Robles has scored. J-Rod's on his way. Fernando's throw just late. A 2-run single for Luke Raley and a 3-0 Mariner lead. Here's pitch 7 of the at-bat. Ripped into right field. A fair ball. Gonna bounce and roll all the way to the wall. Raley and Turner will both score easily. Crawford a feet first slide into second base. 2-run double and a 5-0 Mariner lead. Here's the 1-0. Fernando swings, hits it in the air, deep down the left field line. It is gone! A home run for Fernando Tatis Jr. Line drive shot down the left field side. That will break up the perfect game, the no-hitter, and the shutout. Padres are on the board here in the 7th inning as Tatis homers for a second consecutive night. 0-1 to Bogarts, lined up the middle into center field and a base hit. Profar rounding third, on his way. Rodriguez throw will be cut. RBI single Xander Bogarts. Padres have another here in the 7th inning, and it's 5-2. 1-2 to Arozarena, and that's hit in the air to right field, straight away and deep. Fernando racing back. He is at the wall, leaps up, and he made the catch. Fernando goes over the right field wall and takes one away. Hit a homer in the top of the inning, robbed a homer in the bottom of the inning, and that ends the 7th here in Seattle. 1-2 to Cronenworth, bounced up the middle to his right. The second baseman Polanco has it, slings it to first in time, and a 1-2-3 ninth inning for the former Friar Andres Munoz as the Mariners earn a split in this 2-game set. A 5-2 win here on a chilly evening in Seattle.
Yeah, a combination of things, right? Wu was really good, man. He was throwing the ball really well. Perfect through 6. Toddy jumped him in the 7th, but threw the ball extremely well. He to do that against this lineup, saying something. So he did a really nice job.
Yeah, he did. He was a lot of fun to watch. Again, taking the Padres hat off. Really, really good pitcher. commands the zone, nasty, late life they were talking about on the broadcast. The 95 just explodes out of his hand, and guys were way off. He was in the zone all night, some weak contact. I mean, listen, you're watching that game last night, and I did when Rosarena made that catch in like the fifth or sixth, made that catch off of Manny's when Manny smoked it to left. I went, oh yeah, he's got pitch count was down. Like
every no hitter or perfecto has
you got that
those
one?
plays.
Oh yeah, and I sat there and went, oh man. But I think obviously the game changed in the third inning, and Michael King, I thought to Rojas, I thought he got squeezed a couple times, but ends up walking Rojas, hits the next guy, 0-2 pitch. Those are the things. But listen, man, he gets the ground ball he needs. Xander throws it. Crony boots it. He booted it. And I did think for a second, that's clearly the transfer. And Crony actually said after the game, he goes, yeah, man, just because I didn't have my other hand down there, like I caught it, I was bringing it up, ball fell out, whatever. They overturned it. That error turned out to be a fatal one for the Padres. Could never get back after that. I hated that. I hated that for the guys, and I hated it for Michael King. He seems to have some bad luck behind him. It seems some really shoddy defense really only rears its head when he pitches. And, listen, there's weird anomalies in a baseball season that go like that. There's certain guys that pitch and get no run support. Certain guys where the defense seems to take a night off when they pitch, and it's been that for Michael King. But I will say this again about his stuff. It's absolutely filthy. Yeah. It's absolutely filthy stuff. And he
finished 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. 2 walks and 6 Ks.
And it was that longer inning. As Kevin Acee pointed out, I think in the UT this morning, it was that longer inning that probably robbed him of another inning. I mean, because he
finished with 90.
He had the nasty stuff. So, man, listen, you chalk it up. But look, I'm not super panicked right now. They did drop a game in the wild card standings to the Arizona Diamondbacks, or half game, I think, back.
First time in a while that they are not the leader in the clubhouse as far as the wild card goes.
Yep.
They dropped to the second wild card spot, half a game. And it's not good radio because we're supposed to just speculate and react every single day. Ben's going to have magic numbers from here on out. But so much can change still. Heading into that final week where you play the Dodgers, you play the Diamondbacks, and you kind of control your own destiny, at least the way things are shaping up right now.
Yeah, they're half game out of the first spot in the wild card. The Mets continue to win. They were literally getting no hit into the 9th inning.
Yeah.
And Francisco Lindor got a fastball middle in, hit it a mile.
Continues to make a real strong case for an MVP vote.
He does. They're going to give it to Shohei, but he's this is a two-way player. Like he plays offense and defense. He's really, really good, but they're going to give it to Shohei Ohtani. I mean, I'd bet anything I own on it. And hey, you can't really argue with that. Guys going to have a 50-50 season.
I'm not going to be upset.
So 8-2 for the Mets in their last 10. But yeah, man, they ended up piling on some runs in extra innings and took care of business in Toronto and continue to stay red hot. They're a game and a half behind the Padres right now. And Kevin Acee points out in his newsletter this morning, he was talking about the Braves are the team on the outside looking in, and they lost yesterday. So that was one bit of help, I guess, that the Padres got. But he was talking about what needs to happen, and this is it's very Ben-esque as well, when he was talking about what the Braves need to do depending on what the Padres do in their last 15 games. So if the Padres go 10-5, which is feasible, Braves got to go 14-2. The other side of the coin, if the Padres finish 4-11, the Braves still have to go 500, 8-8 to get there, because the Padres do own the tiebreaker on the Braves. Now, I don't know how you guys are feeling out there. You're more than welcome to call 833-288-0973. We haven't checked in with you guys in a while, but you're more than welcome to call and tell me kind of where you stand. I'm just not super panicked yet. I'm not, because
so
again,
at 4.
I'm at about a 4.
I'm at like a 2.
Okay, that's
less.
good.
Yeah, I'm okay. You look at a game like last night. We talked about how filthy Brian Wu has been all year. Some of the stats that they were putting out yesterday. I mean, he's up there in the realm of Randy Johnson, Felix Hernandez as far as Mariners' excellence.
Sure.
I mean, he's a very, very good pitcher.
That stat they had last night. was insane.
We tipped our cap about 100 times last year. We haven't tipped our cap a ton this year. That's one where you would tip your cap. I'm okay with that. I look at a game like last night and I go, Michael King still pitched pretty well. I'm okay with that. I want him to continue to pitch well. I look at Fernando Tatis Jr., who made one of the greatest catches I've ever seen him make out there in right field and hit a ball 115.6 miles per hour, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely torched it. 2 games in a row now with the home run. Don't look now, but that's 2 games in a row. 2 home runs, 2 insane defensive plays, that throw from right center field the other night, and then the catch last night. If we can get him going, I'm feeling really good.
Yeah, I mean, I still feel really great about this team. I think obviously there's a lot of conditioning that's gone on in this town, certainly, and I wasn't here for a lot of that, but I've been here 15 years. I pretty much have the idea of the pulse of where Padres fans are. I spend a lot of time on social media. I'm not much of a doomer these days because I do think that they have shown enough, heart and grit and everything else. I mean, look, you lost by 3 runs last night when you didn't get a hit till the 7th inning or whatever. So, I still believe very much in this team. I still believe in a lot of what I saw from the starting pitching. We'll see how this weekend goes. I'm actually going to be at Oracle tomorrow night, my first time ever.
It's a big series.
Yeah, big series against the Giants.
You know who else is playing this weekend? I'm sure we'll talk about it maybe more tomorrow, but you just mentioned the Braves. They host the LA Dodgers for a 3-game series starting tomorrow night in Atlanta. And
Go Dave Roberts.
It begs the question, who do you want to win that series?
Look, man, I can't in good conscience root for that team. I just can't. I know it's probably the smart thing to do, but I can't, So I listen, you handle your business in San Francisco. We don't have to worry about it. Just go handle your business. That's it. Just win 2 or 3. Try to find a way to beat Sleepy Bob. Sleepy Bob's got he's got your number a little bit this year. All right. So I'm excited for the game. I'm also terrified. I mean, I'm on pins and needles. This is a huge series. I do think, coming into next week, you can't look at the White Sox as like, oh, it's an easy 3 wins. It just doesn't work that way.
We don't play well against
those teams. We don't play well against those teams. I just, Eric Moe says Darvish and Crone is my concern. I mean, Crone made an error. It's going to happen. He doesn't really concern me at all.
Darvish gave me exactly what I wanted to see on Tuesday night.
Darvish got to win. He got to win. I'm not really concerned about him.
I wanted 5 clean innings. He gave us 5 clean innings.
Yeah,
he's ramping up.
Gave up 2 solo shots.
I'm just not concerned about that.
I cannot get super upset about that right now. I just can't. And I think you got.
If we want to go hot take, like I questioned leaving Morejon for more than 3 batters yesterday.
Yeah, 100%.
It was a 3-run game, and he clearly did not have it. And, they didn't bust it open, but all of a sudden, that 1 inning, it hurt. But I almost feel like it's kind of just nitpicking here at this point. It was a turd game. It was an easy one for me to just flush and move on to tomorrow night.
Yeah, you really have no choice. So there were some interesting moves made yesterday too that we can talk about. If you guys want to talk Padres today, the phone lines are open, man. 833-288-0973. If you want me to beat my fist and perform for you, I'm not quite there. Now, you get swept by the Giants this weekend, yeah, man, it's going to be a different scene coming in on Monday morning because the time is now. It's absolutely now. You got to start playing. Really, this is a good time to refocus and start playing your best baseball. You do have a really tough schedule coming up. Doesn't mean you can't win a series in San Francisco. And it certainly doesn't mean you can't at least, at a bare minimum, win the series against the White Sox. But, man, that last week of the season is looming large right now. So you want to be able to stack a few more wins than you have lately. You're kind of hovering around 500 ball the last 13 games. You're actually a game under 500 the last 13 games. So time to get your asses in gear a little bit. So that's why my panic meter's at a 4 right now because there needs to be, I think, a sense of urgency. And I do see it. I do. I see good at bats. I see a lot of effort and things like that. But the result, got to start chalking up a couple more dubs right now. But yesterday, pretty interesting decision by the San Diego Padres. It's one of those decisions that makes me go, oh, they're not messing around right now at all. Sent Luis Campusano down to AAA El Paso. And, man, Luis, had he was the starting catcher at the beginning of the year. Now he started off pretty well, then he got hurt, and Kyle Higashioka stepped up
Wally Pipp.
and got a little Wally Pipp there. Came back, hasn't really done a heck of a lot since he's been back. So Padres skipper Mike Schultz said that was a tough decision. Clearly a tough conversation for everyone involved, especially Campy. If you know anything about Campy's history, that's what I'm most concerned about is how does he handle this from a mental standpoint? He has had some struggles. Is he going to be all right? Is he fine to just go down? I cannot imagine that was very fun for him yesterday, having to pack his bag and head down to El Paso, even though he's going to get the lion's share of the reps and they want him to go down there and catch and hit and really work on his game. I don't think we'll see him back this year, barring an injury to Elias Diaz or Kyle Higashioka. But, yeah, man, he said, we looked up, we realized Campy wasn't getting as much time. He's still a younger player who's grown. He's grown a ton behind the plate, a lot of different phases. His preparation is really, really good, but it was best for him and us at this moment to go down and go play. So that's what happened, man, and he's down there, and hopefully he can figure it out because They
only got 10 more games or 10 more days in the minor leagues.
They were smart
before
too.
their season ends.
They did it at the time where this was allegedly his last option, but they did it in such a way where because of the time they sent him down, he has an option for next year as well. So you can keep him in the organization, continue to foster his growth, and see what happens. See if you can turn him into a hitter, man. See, because that's really where his value can be, I think. I think he's got it in him to be a pretty good hitter. So we'll see what happened. But, yeah, he got sent down. Tom Cosgrove got called back up yesterday. Don't know how long he's going to be on the roster. Brandon Lockridge also is a very, very speedy outfielder.
They brought up two guys because Campisano went down, and then they placed Martin Perez on the paternity list.
Having a baby.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Martin.
If you're listening. And he's going to be pitching on Sunday now.
Feels real good. Congrats, buddy.
All right, what do we
should
want
play
to
him that audio of Taylor screaming again. All right, we will. If you guys want to call in, 833-288-0973, we'll get your temperature. Talk some more baseball. The stretch run coming up here on 97.3 The Fan. Welcome back, Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. I am Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, and he's the executive producer of the program. Ben Higgins is out on a golf trip, just when we needed him the most. He's abandoned ship. I needed him to break.
Shocker.
I know. I needed him to break down these numbers for me, Paulie. Our buddy Tommy just tweeted current playoff odds. D-backs 93% chance to make the playoffs. Padres 92.9.
Oh, they passed us.
Pretty good, man. 92.9. The Mets 57%. They're not playing like a team with a 57% chance. The Braves 55.8. This weekend, the Padres will take on the Giants. The D-backs will take on the Brewers. The Braves will take on the Dodgers, and the Mets will take on the Phillies. We have, I'd say by far, knock on wood, the easiest opponent of the weekend for all those teams that are in the mix.
Yes.
The Brewers are tough.
Logan Webb tomorrow night.
Logan Webb tomorrow night. You hit him a little bit the other night, and then you kind of let him off the hook. Braves and Dodgers is going to be insane. Mets and Phillies is going to be bananas. It's going to be bananas. So let's go Phillies. Braves and Dodgers. I mean, you have to have the Dodgers win those games. You just do. I'm not rooting for them, but you have to have that happen. And the Brew Crew needs to handle business against the D-backs, who look like they may be coming back down to earth and then go out and throw up 14 runs yesterday. Just an offensive juggernaut at times.
I swear to God, every time I check the score,
12,
they have
3.
12, 13, 14 runs. I go, what is happening?
Pull up their run differential real quick. My guess is that it's 4,000 because they have so many blowout wins every single time. But
Diamondbacks run differential is plus 102.
I mean, come on.
Padres are plus 71.
Yeah, it's when they win, man, they win really, really big. Merrill Kelly did have to come out of the game yesterday. One of their good arms had to come out of the game. They said it was like a hyperextended knee, so I'm sure they're practicing with an abundance of caution right now. Dodgers starter Bobby Miller did not look good again, so I don't know if that's it for Bobby Miller. But yeah, Dodgers are kind of getting set, man. They're more than likely going to win that division. I think the Padres right now have a 2% chance of winning the division. So yeah, you don't worry about it, man. You go out and you try to get the best wild card spot you can.
At this point, you're 5.5 games out of the division, and so that is why you are not upset if the Dodgers beat up on the Braves this weekend.
Absolutely.
The Braves are more on your radar right now than the Dodgers are. Now,
start taking these fools out, dude. That's what needs to happen.
If all of a sudden it's a 2 or 2.5 games out of the division, and then you have that 3-game series in LA at the end of the year, then we can talk about it, of course. But right now, I think you just have to look. You need one of those teams to fall off.
Well, and the most important part. The most important part is you need to win your ball games. You need to handle your business, Padres. You got to get right now. Tune it up just a little bit. Got a text from our buddy Arky, Arky Cianfranco. It said, "Sounds like you're convincing yourself that they're going to be okay, buddy."
Arky,
I said, "Yes, I am. That's exactly what I'm doing. It's called coping." But I mean, look, you're really coping with a 92.9% chance to make the playoffs. I wish I got mono, Paulie, for 2 weeks, and then I could just come back when the playoffs start. I'm going to be around here licking door handles the rest of the day.
We have talked like crazy about Fangraphs and how analytically this is what goes into their percentages. I mean, the Padres and the Diamondbacks are virtual locks for the playoffs. They are telling you right now, Padres should be there.
Yep.
It's okay. It's going to be okay. Padres will get a seat at the table. And it's just a matter of the Mets or the Braves who falls off.
And I think a lot of people, no one's going to be really at ease until you see that X next to the name.
I know. I need like a 5-game losing streak for the Mets or the Braves. Just get them out of here.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about, all right, should the Padres actually go for the 6th seed and play Milwaukee?
Well, I was talking to Adam yesterday, and he's like, "Hey, you're going to have Schilt on Friday." I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Yeah, it would be interesting to find out what his playoff rotation." I go, "Adam, we've got 2 weeks, bro." I go, "Yeah, I'm not going to ask him what his playoff rotation is."
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. Actually, we've already got it mapped out. We're going to start. Joe's going to get the ball for game 1. Like, what?
I was walking out the door, and he's like, I'm throwing out ideas here. Ask him about what the playoff rotation is going to be. I go, "Yeah, I think that's a little bit presumptuous." I think it's a little bit presumptuous at this point. Do you dare me to ask Mike Shell tomorrow? So, any thought to who gets the rock in game 1?
Yeah, fine.
Come on. He will kill me. Schilt would absolutely decimate me, and it would be Adam Klug's fault. You say we had a caller on the line?
We do. I don't know. I haven't talked to this person, but caller ID says Luis.
Luis,
you there?
Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How you guys doing?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Another day, another dollar. Hey, really quick, man. I have a question about Ha-Seong Kim.
Sure.
It sucks that he's hurt.
Yep.
Right? But his contract's coming up.
Correct.
And I'm wondering if you guys think it's a good idea to, try and get him on. I don't want to say cheap, because that's kind of like, downgrading his play. We know he's a great player. We know he's going to bounce back. We know he's going to do well. But do you guys think it's a good idea to extend him, like maybe at a little bit less money than what he was supposed to get? Because I have a really, really bad feeling that the Dodgers are just going to gun for him and take him from us.
I
don't know.
It's a good question. I'm not trying to be a jerk when I say this. My head is not quite there. I'm more kind of thinking about the guys that are here now. But if you're going to ask the question, I'll answer it. I feel like he's going to be a Giant next year, even though they have that Anderson kid that's pretty good. He's buddies with Jung Ho Lee.
I felt like it was the Giants last
I felt like it was the Giants last offseason. I honestly don't think they bring Ha-Seong Kim back. I don't. With what they have, I don't know who starts next year, except maybe Xander Bogaerts. But you're paying him shortstop money. So if Ha-Seong Kim's a free agent and leaves, Xander Bogaerts your shortstop until potentially Leonidas DeVries gets here. So I don't know how much I allocate to Ha-Seong Kim. I sure miss him, though. I do miss him now on this team as it currently stands, and I don't know. I've not heard for sure that he's not coming back this season. I have no idea. I just, once Xander kind of was cemented at shortstop, it looks like that's going to be the play moving forward. I just don't know that you're going to move Xander back to second if Ha-Seong Kim comes back in 2 weeks. I have no idea what the plan is. There's just too much. There's too much unknown for me to answer intelligently about it.
Real quick, thank you for the call, Luis. We need a caller for Real or Fake. It's a Throwback Thursday. I've got a game for you guys that I wrote up.
You wrote it up.
I wrote it up.
So it's a little different today.
A little bit different. You are going to qualify should there be a winner, but you're actually not going to play, caller. So give us a call, 833-288-0973. You're going to be Woods' lifeline.
You're my lifeline.
Woods is going to be playing Real or Fake, and it's going to be easy. You can do this, Woods. I have so much faith in you. But if you need a lifeline, I don't know how much help the caller will be, but they will be available to help you.
Okay.
And if you can win Real or Fake,
they'll qualify.
They will qualify.
All right.
You don't get to go to Vegas.
All right, 833-288-0973. Call in now. I'll play for you, and you will be able to help me. Right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, it's a little different.
Take some calls. But back to Kim. It's a weird concept here in San Diego to not just extend everybody for 5 to 12 years.
Right.
I think that's the right move, though. I think haven't we asked of that over the years? Like, hey, know when to just say thank you for your service here, thank you for your time, and let them move on. And it just doesn't happen a ton in San Diego. So I think, to me, that seems like the smartest move.
Yeah, are you
going to give him a $150 million contract?
Absolutely
I think the Giants might be able to give him.
I'm just not going to. Satan's Blowfish says certain one-year deals are worth it, like what Bellinger did. Yeah, 100%. 1-year deal for Ha-Seong Kim. All right, man. But does he?
You got a lot of pitching you need to resign.
Does he want to do that? You have a lot of holes next year. I can't worry about next year's holes now. This is a Ben topic. That's a Ben topic, and I'm just focused on beating the Giants tomorrow. That's all I want, and I'm going to be in the house. I want to see it. I want to see it in person. Beating the San Francisco Giants. It's the only thing I care about is beating Logan Webb, that little bulldog. Just beating him at home. It's all I care about. All right, who's on the line, Paulie?
All right, let's get to our game.
Some are here for the compelling sports talk with Ben and Woods. You can go plow through another donut. It's time for Real or Fake on 97.3 The Fan. Tell the people what they'll win today.
All right, we're just going to pull up the first caller here. But first, let you know what you are playing for. If you can help Woods, and if Woods can win, the caller will qualify for a 2-night stay at Wynn or Encore Las Vegas and 2 tickets to see Awakening, the thrilling spectacle at Wynn Las Vegas, dazzles audiences with soaring aerialists, bounding acrobats, high-energy choreography, and comedic moments. At the heart of this compelling story, a hero must confront the forces of light and darkness. In a quest to save the world, a mythic adventure unfolds, set amid the most technologically immersive theater ever designed. Tickets are on sale now at awakening.com.
Ben reads that every day?
He's supposed to.
He doesn't.
Sometimes.
Okay. Whew, I'm nervous.
That was
now.
a lot.
I'm nervous now because I feel like this is going to be something that embarrasses me, but I have no idea what it is.
No. First caller here, I think is this Christian?
Yeah, it's him.
Christian, what's up, man?
All right, me and you, buddy.
Hey guys, how's it going?
All right, so I'm playing for you, but you can help me, okay?
All right.
This is very easy, Christian. This will be the easiest qualifier of all time. You don't even have to do anything because Woods is going to know every single one of
these.
these.
Like NBA players or something. Dead
No,
man.
I wouldn't do that to you.
All right, what do we got?
So last week we talked about the Netflix live event, Kobayashi versus Joey Chestnut, the hot dog eating contest. And I said, yeah, Joey Chestnut, friend of the show, former interview. And Woods goes, we interviewed Joey Chestnut?
I had no idea.
He had no idea. So I have compiled a list of 7 notable figures.
He just goes, oh, God, he knows.
You're screwed, Christian. I'm sorry. 7 notable figures. And the category is real or fake Ben and Woods interview.
I feel like I'm going to nail this. All right, here we go. I'm ready.
All right. Start off with some easy ones here. Mina Kimes. Have we ever had Mina Kimes on the show?
We have had Mina Kimes on. That is real.
Are you sure?
I am positive. 100%. Yes.
I told you, that was an easy one.
Attaboy, Woodsy.
Thank you, sir. There's one for you.
John Smoltz, your beloved.
John Smoltz. We had Maddox on.
We did have Greg Maddox on.
I'm gonna say real. We did have John Smoltz on. Ah, yes. There we go, buddy. 2 for 2.
All right. MLB Network analyst Mark DeRosa.
You
can ask Christian.
Christian, have we ever had Mark DeRosa on?
Hopefully you're a long-time listener.
I got to go. I am, but I got to go fake on this one.
I'm going to go fake with you as well. Fake. I don't recall this.
Oh, you guys are
really
yes,
good. Let's go. 3 for 3.
Now, full transparency, when I sent this list over to Ben, he's like, we've never had DeRosa on?
I love DeRosa. You should get him on.
All right. Let's see here. Next up, Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, that's real. We absolutely have had him on at the last night.
Yeah!
Who pays attention?
Ben also forgot we had Stephen A. Smith on.
We had him on it at the old station.
Yes.
Because he was starting a show on our station.
Well done.
And they're like, hey, you guys want to talk to him? We're like, absolutely.
I cannot believe you remembered that.
Hello,
especially
boys.
when Ben completely forgot.
Ben forgot it. All right, give me the rest of them.
All right. Pat McAfee.
No, we did not.
Correct. Aaron Andrews.
Yes. That was another ex-host from our old station. I don't think he had her on. He did insult her, though, on Twitter and told her to go bake a cake and that the, quote, Pepe hole was the best thing that ever happened to her career. He misspelled peep, and he spelled it Pepe.
Pepe.
That Pepe hole was the best thing that ever happened to you.
All right. And
I
then,
do remember that.
Yeah. And then the last one, Jeff Passan.
Oh, yeah, once.
One time. One time.
Look at me. Look at me. I was really selling myself short today, Paulie. Thanks
Very
for
well
that.
done. Christian, congratulations.
Great job, Christian.
Hang on the line. We'll get your information during the break.
I like to flip it. That was fun. Because I like to play along.
You want to do it again tomorrow?
Yeah, I want to do it again tomorrow.
All right.
Do not do NBA or NHL players because I will embarrass myself, certainly.
Who we play for?
We got Amy Trass coming up at 7:35. Always love talking to our beloved Amy Trass.
It's going to be a weird transition, though, because we have to talk. It's been an hour and 15 minutes.
It's been an hour and 15 minutes. So here's the thing. I have to do this in certain segments that we do. If you got little ears in the car, I would hate to have you leave Ben and Woods and have to come back, and hopefully you remember to come back. But, yeah, it's a little bit of a sensitive subject that we're going to be discussing
adult
next.
Material.
Yeah, adult content, you know.
The viral video from yesterday.
It's been a mind-blowing week. It really has been a mind-blowing week all around. We'll get to what happened to Shannon Sharp.
Oh, my God.
We'll do that next. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. All right, you know what Don't Do This is. 2 stories that make you shake your head. And then we try to do a positive story there at the end. But, yeah, I was at home yesterday, Paulie, and just was scrolling Twitter. And I said, what is this that I'm seeing about Shannon Sharpe? ESPN's Shannon Sharpe had an Instagram Live video that went, about as viral as you can go. You know,
he went live.
His phone.
Let me see. I'm gonna pull up his account real quick. I want to see how many followers he has.
He has a lot.
Shannon Sharpe.
Unk. They call him Unk.
Unk. I guess I like Shannon Sharpe.
I do too.
I think it's fun.
He's fine.
He has 3.2 million followers.
So
on
if you were a follower of Shannon Sharpe, and I'm not on Instagram. I saw this later after the fact, but it would have popped up on my phone. Shannon Sharpe has gone live, and I'll be 100% honest with you. I would not have clicked on it. If I was sitting at home watching television, Shannon Sharpe is live, I probably wouldn't have clicked on it. But that actually happened. And, well, it was recording him in a very compromising situation. And it was a situation that all of us have done. Some of us do it more than others. Some of us would like to do it more, perhaps, maybe.
Maybe on their birthday.
Maybe on their birthday. Maybe on their spouse's birthday at a hotel. Maybe in San Francisco would be good. But you want to make sure that your phone is turned off. And we can't look.
And you definitely don't want to go live.
You don't want to go live.
These are 2 consenting adults.
We can't play the audio. I listened to the audio yesterday, and I had the internal dialogue of, can we play this on the air? It's news. And then I thought, no, probably not. Hey.
What, don't you like viral content, Adam?
Isn't your favorite thing in the world, Adam Klug, our boss, viral content? It doesn't get much more viral than this. So it was Shannon Sharpe, and he was involved in it. He was into intercourse, live on Instagram Live.
We can't play the audio, but we can...
Yeah, we can recreate it with one of our own. Yep, something like that. Her perspective
for about 3 minutes,
and his perspective. You heard both of them, and you heard all of the saucy talk that goes along with it. Which, by the way, I put myself, Paulie, in his shoes. And I thought to myself,
think he was wearing shoes.
He was not wearing shoes. I put myself in his shoes, and I thought to myself, all right, man, if that was you, and all your audience heard the things that you say,
oh, God.
Would you ever, because on the surface, I went, big deal. The guy's, afternoon delight. Fantastic. Good for you. You scored. Great job. Consenting adults. Everyone was way into it. And I said, who cares? And then when I heard the stuff that he was saying and growling, I went, what if it was you, Woodsy? What if it was you? What if it was Ben? What if it was Paul?
I'd probably say I got hacked.
Which is exactly what his account did.
And that he said he got hacked. It didn't make sense.
Right. So he then goes on.
I saw the video because, clearly you can, see the phone being placed, on a nightstand.
On a nightstand, yeah.
He was not hacked.
Correct. And he admitted as much later. Now, somebody from his team panicked.
I think everybody that knows him panicked.
And they went and they posted, hey, I've been hacked. We've been working vigorously to get this figured out.
I bet you were.
And, we heard you working vigorously. So
he went on. He has a show with Ocho Cinco.
Yep.
It's called Nightcap.
And
they went live for, I think, an hour last night.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't watch the whole thing. They put, a 20-minute condensed version of Shannon explaining everything. He came clean. He admitted fault.
Yep.
He was not hacked. Here's a little bit of what he had to say yesterday about it.
I'm very disappointed in myself, not for the act. I think there are millions and billions of people of consenting age that engage in activities, but to have your most intimate detail on the audio to be heard.
Oh.
I'm disappointed in myself. I let a lot of people down. My kids, I reached out to them. I called them. I called my sister.
That's an awkward
my
conversation.
friends, obviously, my friends reached out. But guys, this was not staged. Came in, I threw my phone on the bed, gazed in an activity. I did not know IG Live. I've never been on IG Live. I've never turned IG Live on. So I don't know how it works. And so all of a sudden, my other phone is going off and people are calling me FaceTime that I've never talked to a day in my life on FaceTime. And it didn't, I'm like, why are y'all calling me FaceTime? And after a while, Jamie Fritz, who's been my longtime marketing guy, he finally got through to me and he says, Shannon, you on IG Live. I'm like, doing what? You know, I'm like, what am I on IG Live for? I ain't hit no IG Live button. He says, they can hear. I'm like, so now, Ocho, you know, I say ask for patience. He said they can hear. And now I'm starting to get agitated again because you called me and say I'm on IG Live when I know I didn't click myself on IG Live. And he said they can hear me. I said, hear me doing what? He said, sounds like you were having sex. Man, my heart sank. It dropped.
Very common mistake, I imagine. So, Shannon Sharp, yeah, he's needed to wear it for a little bit. That phone call to your kids is probably very uncomfortable. Dad's going to be on all over the internet today. I was hanging out with my friend Michelle, and they got us. And then later, the conversation turned, and he started to get, like, way into it. Because then he was kind of, like, bragging a little bit.
Which,
you know, and he's like, oh, got it. Oh, got it. I was like, all right. So he's clearly not that upset. So, yeah, definitely the top. That was Ben Higgins. That was clearly the top don't do this of the day.
Got another one here out of college football. So Purdue had a game recently at home, and they had a halftime game where they pull a student onto the field, and he had to participate in an event, and should he win, he would get a free 2-year lease on a brand new car.
Nice.
His challenge was to kick 3 field goals.
Not one,
in 30
not
seconds.
2, but 3.
Make 3 field goals. It was, I think, a 20, a 30, and a 40-yard field goal. I don't know if he only got 1 kick for each, or however many kicks you can get in 30 seconds. But he did. He made the 40-yard field goal on the last kick. And everyone jumped up and down. They told him on the field, congrats, you're a winner. And then there was a social media post from Bob Rohrman Honda. Said, what an unforgettable kickoff at Purdue football's home opener last Saturday afternoon. Last week on Rohrman Field, fans experienced the thrilling Kicks for Cash challenge. One participant came so close to victory, finishing just 0.07 seconds past the timer. If only those extra milliseconds had fallen in his favor, he would have snagged a 2-year complimentary lease from Rohrman Auto Group. Check out the video below. Talk about a nail biter.
You are kidding me.
Thanks to everyone that came out, blah, 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 blah.
So they told him on the field. Everyone said you the winner. Celebrated.
He made it. He made all 3 field goals in the amount of time, and they told him, congratulations, you won. This kid's getting a brand new car. And then a couple of days later, the dealership goes, well, actually, you were 0.07 seconds. Your shoe was still touching the football or whatever. And they said, sorry, man, no dice. The outrage.
The community went
Once
crazy.
This went public, the community flipped out. And I guess it's a half of a do this because the update to the story is the dealership came around and they made it right. I think they offered him either a cash prize or a 2-year lease on a car. But I don't want to give them too much credit because they only did it
because they came.
Because they got caught.
Yeah, they got caught.
They didn't do the right thing.
No, they did not do the right thing, and that's just dumb. That's if you have a marketing department there, like my beloved Sedano Ford would never. Even if they were 0.7 over, my beloved Sedano Ford would say, I mean, good enough. It cost them nothing, dude. Here's a 2. Now we've done the right thing, and look at us, and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, everyone had to go out and complain and write, leave bad reviews and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, they were getting dragged.
Just getting dragged. Yeah, well,
dragged.
I mean, yeah, I'm glad this kid got his car or his cash prize. And then finally for do this.
DD mega doo-doo.
You knew he was going to do it. I knew he was going to do it. You knew he was going to do it. None of us, I didn't place any bets on it, even though I knew it was going to happen. Yesterday, of course, in remembrance of 9/11, Nick Castellanos does what Nick Castellanos does.
Add it to the list.
1-1 pitch, swung on, and Allen's hit well. Left field, Carlson's going back. He's at the track, he jumps, and that ball is gone. A 2-run shot for Nick Castellanos.
He did it again. He did it again. Add it to
witchcraft.
Yeah, he is a witch, as I've said many times. All right, very excited about our next guest, Amy Trask, NFL analyst for CBS Sports, the Princess of Darkness.
Was Don't Do This with
And,
Ben
of
and
course,
Woods
that
on
was Don't Do
97.3
This.
The Fan.
Give me a little heads up next time, Paulie.
We only do it every day.
Now I'll tease Amy Trask coming up next. Looking forward to talking to her. We'll talk some NFL with her and just life in general. She's always such a good, positive person.
Great conversation every time.
That's next on Ben and Woods. Did I hear right, Paulie? We have a earthquake survivor on the line.
We do.
I did not feel anything, but she's obviously, I think she's in L.A.
A lot of earthquakes up there.
A lot of earthquakes up there. Didn't feel anything yet. We will get to the Princess of Darkness, Amy Trask, the great Amy Trask, right after this quick check of traffic. That's right. It's our girl, Amy Trask, who is just one of our favorite guests in the world, NFL analyst for CBS Sports. Good morning to you, Princess of Darkness.
Well, good morning. And you always have me smiling ear to ear when you play my favorite music as my walk-up music.
It's so good to have your own walk-up music. And you know, Amy, this is why Amy Trask is a perfect guest, because the temperature on football in San Diego, Amy, as you know, is always a little iffy. We never really know how to gauge it. We all like football well enough, but, you know, losing your team and watching them move to L.A. is not the easiest thing for football fans to stomach. But even the football haters are like, well, it's Amy. I have to listen because it's Amy Trask. That's why you're the perfect. We don't talk to anybody really about football except for you. So welcome back to the program.
Well, I am honored and thrilled and delighted to join you. Here, I thought you were having me on so I could give you play-by-play as to the earthquake we just had up here.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk football instead of my seismic knowledge, we can talk football.
I did not. I never feel them. I've felt one since I've been here for 15 years. And it was a big one. It was like Easter.
Don't jinx yourself.
Yeah, I know.
You know, what are you doing? Don't jinx yourself.
I know. I listen, we're such a baseball show that jinxes. At this point, it's like we have so many jinxes and so many superstitions. It just all runs together after a while. But this is I don't want to date you here, but like, what number of year is this in the NFL for you?
Well, okay. Before I answer that, may I address your point about the jinx?
Yes.
Okay. While I was 30 years in the NFL, almost 30 years with the Raiders before I left and joined CBS Sports. But during a huge chunk of that, almost 30 seasons, there was always the, don't do anything on game day to jinx it. Don't do a jinx. Don't do a jinx. So I would have to, I'd get up on game day and I'd only wear certain things and I'd only behave in a certain manner because you didn't want to be the one to jinx something. And finally, at one point in my career, I had a little conversation with myself and I said, you know what? Which bra you choose to wear to the game is not going to have any impact whatsoever on whether we can block or tackle or cover. Look, go ahead and wear whatever you want, Amy. Pick whatever bra you want. Pick whatever you want because it's not going to impact the game. So that's kind of where I am on jinxes.
Yeah,
I can't believe I just said bra on the radio.
That's all right. Brazier, you could have said it's fine. Our audience we're an adult audience, but no, I'm with you. I watching baseball last night. We were getting no hit. And I said, clearly it's the TV that I'm watching, so I need to walk into the other room. And it didn't work.
It work.
No, it didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work till later, Amy. But no, so for you, covering the NFL as deeply as you do, as deeply as you've been involved in it, where do you – now, it's a little different position that you're in now, but where do you – I mean, the health of the game is obviously through the roof. I mean, people still tune in ridiculous numbers to watch their favorite teams, their fantasy players, whatever it may be. The league stands and has been standing for a while in a really, really good spot.
You are absolutely right. And there was some conjecture, if you will, among media, not sports media as much as political media and other media, will the ratings be down this year in light of the fact that it's an election year? Sometimes the ratings go down because people are watching the news, they're watching the debate. It hasn't impacted ratings at all. Ratings are up. People love the game.
They absolutely do. And I find myself, because there's no team, I've started playing fantasy football. My son is 6, and we have a team together. And now he's starting to get really, really into it, and that kind of has helped grow it for me and make me want to tune in a little bit more. But I wanted to ask you too. So the game in Brazil, the NFL. Look, I think people look at that in a vacuum and they say, "Oh, this is so great! They're growing the game." The players didn't seem all that excited about going over to grow the game in Brazil, Amy.
Well, I did say something that I intended in good humor, and I believe Eagles fans, at least for the most part, took it in good humor, which is if you're sending the Eagles to play in another country, that means Eagle fans are going to travel to that country. And isn't sending Eagles fans to another country a violation of international law?
I think so.
Didn't we breach the Geneva Convention or something by sending Eagles fans to, and Eagles fans, if you're listening, I love you. I mean that in good fun. You're right. There are players who don't enjoy the international games, but I will tell you this from my years in the league. Teams and the league could not make travel any easier on the players. It's a chartered plane. Every player gets 2 to 3 seats per player. The linemen get 3 seats. The smaller players get 2 seats. The seats turn around so you can play cards. You can stand in the galley the whole time. That's what I did every time we flew to any game. I stood in the galley and ate snacks the whole way. And you don't go through security in the airport as a general rule. Security comes to you. Buses come to you. There's no lines at the hotel. They hand you the key on the way to the elevator that they're holding open. My point being, I get it. You're right. There are players who don't enjoy it, but there's no way travel could be made any easier. And look, I know this. We went and played a preseason game in Tokyo and in London and in Mexico City. Were the flights long in some of those instances? Yep. Was the travel easy? Absolutely.
That's it. Yeah, I never really thought about it that way. Mine is always just more of I always think, isn't the NFL healthy enough? I mean, how much is too much? Can you actually continue to grow the game of football worldwide? Does it make that much of an impact in your opinion?
Well, clearly the league believes it makes that much an impact.
Yeah.
And look, just do the numbers. If you're going and playing in another country and you're wooing and wowing fans who might not otherwise follow the game, and they then start following the game, you are growing the avidity for the game. You're helping ratings. You are growing the game. Maybe it's in terms of eyeballs watching, people listening, people buying merchandise. So you are growing the game. Now, I'm going to get a little mushy for a minute, okay?
Sure.
I'll kind of channel my inner mom, meaning my mom, not, this is the way my mom was. It can help bring the world together in some regards. I mean, and that's what sport has the power to do. Does it always work? No. Should it work? Absolutely. Sports has the power to unite. And if the NFL taking these games to other countries helps bring the world a little closer, well then yay.
I love it. It's a great answer.
Talking to Amy Trass, NFL analyst for CBS Sports. Now, Amy, every day in the segment before this segment, we have a segment we call Don't Do This. We've been doing it for 6 years, and it's stories in sports that aren't very fun to talk about, but we have to address.
They make you shake your head.
Yeah, we call it Don't Do This. And this week we talked about, it's kind of a Hall of Famer or a Hall of Shamer, I guess, and Don't Do This. Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Now, you were an executive for an NFL team. Any insight onto what Cleveland Browns executives, team officials, how they're feeling and what they're talking about and what they're thinking as it pertains to Deshaun Watson? This has happened now several times. Are they working on a way to possibly get out of this contract? We talked about the massive, massive salary cap hits that it takes. They can't just cut him. They would need the league to step in. What's your read on all of this? What are they thinking in Cleveland?
Well, I'm thrilled that you phrased the question as you did, which is what are team executives, plural, thinking about this? And of course, it goes beyond executives to everyone on staff, because something like this, yes, it has implications on the team itself. Are you, if you've got a guaranteed you've got a guaranteed contract of an exorbitant amount. You've got the cap issues. So that's going to involve your football people, your finance people, your legal people. If the league suspends him, and we don't know whether the league will, but that could give the team an out from the guarantees. They will still have to confront the salary cap issues. But remember, the salary cap is simply a method of accounting. And we see all the time, look, whether it's tax accounting or cap accounting, you can work around accounting issues. We see all the time that teams do this. But the reason I love the way you phrased your question is because it affects everyone on staff in the entire organization. Your PR department now has to deal with it. Your social media department has to deal with it. The phones will be ringing off the hook in the ticket office with season ticket holders, club seat holders, suite holders who are angry about this. Every single area of the organization is impacted by something like this, not just your finance team, not just your legal team, not just your football staff. So, they're going to have to wait and see what happens. They will have an escape route if the league suspends him or if there is something otherwise determined to be violative of his contract. If not, they've got that big, fat guarantee. And by the way, just because money's guaranteed doesn't mean a team owner can't say, the hell with it, I'm going to pay it. I want him gone, but I'm going to pay it. I don't care. Let him go. And they're going to have to make some tough decisions about that.
It's so funny, Amy, too, because they probably thought, well, we've made our tough decisions. We made this bed. We are going to lie in it. And now, I saw a tweet yesterday. 23, I believe, settled. And then now the 25th one is going to be too much. So I just, when you engage with people like this, and again, second chances, third chances, whatever, that's up to each individual. I mean, the fact that they're going through this yet again in Cleveland is just kind of, speaks to how things have gone in Cleveland for a while.
Well, and you're absolutely right in every regard. And that tweet that post that you just referenced, it falls in the category of funny, not funny.
Right.
Because it is very funny, but the topic itself,
is
of
awful.
course, is not funny. And, the organization is going to have to make some tough choices. Do you want to keep him on your team? And by the way, there are going to be people, I am confident there are individuals in that organization, not only on business staff, but in the locker room, that there are players in that locker room and coaches with that organization that don't like that he's with the team. Quite often when we hear of something like this, people say, well, the women in the organization. No, stop. There are men who don't like this either.
Yeah.
So, that's something they're going to have to deal with. And there's financial issues, there's legal issues, there's cap accounting issues, social media, PR, sales, and everybody every single fan of that team has the power of the purse. Do they want to continue buying tickets and suites and club seats? Does this bother them enough that they stop? Those are all analyses that the team is going to have to do.
What an absolute nightmare that situation is. Well, Amy Trask always tells it like it is. Thank you so much for your time. I want you to have a great weekend analyzing the NFL as you do so well, and we will talk to you very soon.
You are very, very sweet, and I love you guys so much.
We love you too.
That if you don't invite me back on, I may just drive down to San Diego and storm the facility and just put myself on.
Open invite.
Open invite. I mean, you have carte blanche at any time you want. Thank you so much to our beloved Amy Trass, the Princess of Darkness. Joins us today. Again, she is absolutely my favorite NFL guest. Period. The end. Always tells it like it is. Has been in the war rooms. Knows, we've talked to her before about Jamarcus Russell and like all the stuff that the Raiders have gone through. She is
dealing with Al Davis.
Yes.
Working with him on a side by side for years.
Yeah. It's like how we work with Adam. It's the same.
Yeah, it's the exact same.
Like little Al Davis is what he's like. I'll give him $100 if he dresses up as Al Davis for Halloween. Because I think he can absolutely pull it off. Satan said, let her fill in for Ben anytime. Yeah, she is welcome to come in and hang out. Because the thing about Amy Trask is I want to talk to her about other stuff. I want to talk to her about other stuff other than football. But she's so dialed in and is always such a great interview. So great job, Paulie, getting her. And she never disappoints. We've got, today's a Throwback Thursday. We've got some unbelievable audio. Now, we were going to play it late
I think we play
But I
it
think we
next.
play it next, yeah. In typically the time where we kind of reset the show, get back into Padres talk in the second half.
We had something happen 4 years ago this week.
It changed the course of our entire show.
The number one most iconic drop.
Yes.
In show history, I'd say.
There's our little Al Davis
There's
out
Al
there right
Davis.
now. So yeah, we're gonna play that for you next.
Stalking around on his phone.
Yep, and this is again, it's some of the best audio we've ever found, bar none, and probably where Ben and Woods is trending, if I'm being completely honest with you. So we'll play that for you next. We got Eno Saris coming up at 8:35. We'll have a Rhino report as well. We got Parker McCollum tickets to give away. Got a lot to get to, and of course, we'll be talking Padres baseball. Sammy Levitt's going to be in later for the roundtable. Maybe he'll pop in, do the last segment with us, and we're here, man. Going to be hanging out with you guys. If you want to call, you can 833-288-0973. Phones are open. We're having a good time. We're loose. Ben and Woods 97.3 The Fan. All right, man. Quick 2 hours, halfway home here on a Thursday. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Our beloved Benny. Be careful, Benny, if you're listening, driving up to the Thousand Oaks area. Decent little shaker this morning up there. I saw some TV show they were recording, and everything started to shake in there, so be careful. What's the aftershocks? Wouldn't that be perfect for Ben to go up there? They're like, sorry, bro, the hotels, we're shutting, it's on lockdown. Like,
That's
just
structural damage.
Yeah, structural damage. Just would be the worst. Going on vacation
Dang it.
is it's always that anxiety before vacation. You're like, am I going to fall and break my hip before I leave for Hawaii? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like super careful. Fantasy camp may be the worst of all time.
Yeah.
When I am gearing up for fantasy camp, it's around the holidays, and I'm like, I don't want to drive anywhere. I don't want to do anything that could potentially get me hurt so that I don't get to go to fantasy camp. I mean, I won't leave the house, Paulie. I'm like that on every vacation, though. Thanks for listening. Ben and Woods, 97.3. The Fan. Benny is out on his way up to L.A. for a little golf excursion with his buddy. Paulie, it's me and Paulie hanging out. Paulie going to be the birthday boy on Saturday. Happy early birthday. I'm sure I will shower you with adulation and cash and whatever else you need. If you missed that segment, we did it in the 6 o'clock hour where I'm a little spun out because I don't know what I need to do tomorrow, what Paulie expects from me, for a Friday birthday celebration.
Well, I'll think about it.
All right, you think
We'll
about
party
it.
tomorrow.
I'll text your wife, and we'll get into that. But it is also a Throwback Thursday. We go back into the Ben and Woods annals and archives and find some things that happened. And I would say that this is a pretty monumental day in Ben and Woods history.
Yeah, this week, September of 2020. I don't know if this was a Reiner Report story or don't do this.
I think we just found it. And played it.
We love good radio audio.
Yeah.
And we had two radio hosts. They have had a show together in Houston. I don't remember the station, but one of the guys' name was Jason Braddock. We actually ended up tracking him down. We had him on the show.
Yeah, he's great.
Several times. And they had a hot mic. I don't know if it was a hot mic or if I think the producer was just
recording throughout the...
they went to a commercial break.
They went to a break. It would be like you could do that. You could set up something to record us, and you could hear our combos between breaks.
So they were doing a segment. They got into it a little bit with each other, and then they went to break, and the argument didn't just continue. It ramped up.
No, and actually, some of this, I believe, was on the air, if I'm not mistaken. But these two guys got after it.
Was that supposed to be funny?
Yes, it's hilarious. Shut up crying and keeping this going on and just do the show.
I'm waiting for the punchline. It's supposed to be
Oh, good God, you're a child, man. Quit being petty and do the show. The show sounds horrible right now.
You're right, it does. And you're telling me about being petty when you just checked out of a show for an entire segment.
No, I started doing the research you asked me to do during the last segment.
Out.
No, you
I'm
asked
sitting
me.
here talking to you, and you're like, huh? What? You don't even have your microphone
I'm
on.
not going to sit here. It's already been 2 segments of horrible. If you want me to leave, I'll cut off the mic and I'll leave. Just do the show. It sounds horrible.
Hey, I'll do the show. You
Thank
do
you.
the show.
Oh, wait, you don't.
We're good.
Okay. Oh, God.
Dude, that...
Like, it could have stopped right
Could have
there.
stopped right there.
Like,
It's done.
But no.
They kept it rolling.
As men tend to do in fights, they keep going.
God.
Dude, that's
do the show. You're still crying and do the show. I've already cut off the mic.
Show. You're not paying attention. Go do what you're doing. Go have a good time.
Good God, man.
You know, go do whatever the hell you're doing.
Man.
It doesn't matter.
Well, do the show. Quit being a bitch.
Whatever. I'm the one doing the show. You're the one checking out. Have a good day. See ya.
Go on, dude. Do the show, bitch.
Boom.
Go on, you're acting like a little bitch on this dude. That's the most embarrassing radio I ever did. You act like a little bitch right there.
And
you
are you
asked
not
me
part
for
of
the numbers. I started giving you the numbers. I want to yell at you because you're acting like a bitch today.
And
We're live on air and you're acting like a bitch.
Well, you're acting like a
Dude, it's Houston. I get a lot of New York vibes though from both of them, at least one of them.
It is just. It happens. It happens. You're in here and you want it to be great.
Day, see ya.
Go on, dude. Do the show, bitch.
And Jason Braddock, man, was just like, man, you asked me to get numbers. So I'm pulling up the numbers, but you're also continuing to talk to me while you've asked me to pull up those numbers, and then you're going to call me out for not paying attention. And it's just you can totally see it happening after a while. It is frustrating. Ben knows I get frustrated with him when he just glosses over, just stares off into this, or he's on his phone. That's the one that gets me.
Yeah.
The phone gets me with Benny, and he knows that. I was like, hey, and you see him. And now with the YouTube feed, you can watch him go like this. His head's down, and we're on the air, and I'm talking, and I stop, and he just goes, and then puts his heads up, like, where am I? So he's not a great multitasker, which is fine.
Anyways, tune in to Sammy Levitt tonight.
So, Paulie, I can literally have a conversation with you, and I can text you at the exact same time that I'm having a conversation with you. I can text you on your phone and continue to talk about what's going on in the world of sports as I send you a text. No problem. Not even going to know it's happening. But, yeah, you can see those guys.
I can open up my phone as we're sitting here talking about Throwback Thursday, September of 2020. Jason Braddock. Oh, there's Woodsy's text.
Yep.
Hi.
Hi. There it is. I mean, it
back
is.
While I'm talking, I say, hey there.
So he said, Satan's Blowfish says the dude is being super effing annoying. How do you not respond in kind to this? I don't know which one. I think it's probably the guy, the not Jason Braddock. I think it's the other guy. And I don't know who I am in that scenario.
Do the show. You're still crying and do the show. I've already cut off the mic.
The show. You're not paying attention. Go do what you're doing. Go have a good time.
Because I can see myself saying that.
Yeah.
But I could also see myself screaming.
So Jason Braddock, the one that says do the show, bitch, he's the one that was trying to look up the numbers.
Yeah.
Do the show. You're still crying and do the show. I've already cut off the mic.
The show. You're not paying attention. Go do what you're doing.
I really can.
Because he's like, bro, you asked me to look something up. Like, just roll for like 30 seconds. Let me find this. Do the show, bitch.
Do the show, bitch. It's the best. It's the best. So those guys, they are no longer a show. And,
and I actually don't think it had anything to do with that. I think they actually did a show for like another year or two together.
I don't think it was 2. I think it was, I want to say it was like 6 months because we had him on and he was really nice and we asked, can we sell shirts? He said, sure, I don't care.
Yeah.
He did not parlay that into anything. He could have had like the Do the Show Bitch podcast, like the Hawk Tua girl.
Yes, Tua.
He did not.
Do the podcast, bitch.
Dude, that's it. He did not parlay this thing. He did not parlay this thing at all. Maggie nails it here in the chat. She says, Ben is a planner. He's always thinking about what's coming next. Always waiting to talk instead of I'm going to answer the question or I'm going to ask a question. It's always planning the next move. And but the chemistry, still very strong in here. I don't think we would ever get to that point. I would get to that point. He would never get to that point of like, just do what you got to do. What else you got, Paulie?
Well, while we're on the subject of Ben, one reason we'll keep him around is because one of the many reasons why we'll keep him around is, well, when Ben breaks and starts laughing, it's just one of the best.
So endearing, dude.
Such a funny, you can't hear it and not smile. And we had an epic breaking Ben moment on the same day, actually, but a year later.
The same day? Oh, a year
September
later.
September 15th, 2021.
Got it.
And all the title says Ben loses it during Insperity read. So
I have no idea.
I listened to this yesterday. I have no idea what set him off. I don't know if it was context from the segment beforehand. I don't have that. But if you listen to us on the radio or on the app especially, you'll hear when we go to break, we'll play traffic, and then we have live reads.
Right.
For a minute and a half or whatever. So that's what Ben was doing. He was trying to do a read for Insperity.
He got the giggles.
And he got the giggles.
I don't remember.
Bad.
This. Hey, good morning. Happy birthday to Hannah Nancaro Woods. Ben Higgins here, telling you about Insperity. Hannah's a business owner. She's feeling boxed in by the pressures of running that business, getting pulled in different directions with remote work.
I started laughing.
Remote workforces, HR compliance. Stop laughing. Hiring and retaining top talent. Change.
He's getting me so good right now.
Sorry. There we go. Paul, can we get back to this in just a minute?
I forgot this. He's gone.
Insperity HR that makes a difference.
That's the whole read.
That was the whole spot.
Insperity paid money for that live read where he barely talks about what they do.
He gave it about
4 seconds, maybe?
14 seconds of copy before he lost it. And then we had to, I do remember, he couldn't do it. He had another minute or so to read about Insperity and why you should join Insperity and work with Insperity. He just couldn't get to it. We just pushed it, let him recover, and then like the next break,
he did it again. Oh my God! What the hell got him? What got me? I
He's
started
talking about
laughing
Hannah
when
and
he
running a
said-
business, and then you must have said
I
or
laughed,
done
I
something
think.
off the air.
Higgins here, telling you about Insperity. Hannah's a business owner. She feeling boxed in by the pressures of running that business, getting pulled in different directions with remote work. Remote workforces, HR compliance.
I don't know what got him, dude. I do
Sorry.
not. I do
There you
not
go.
know.
Well, can we get
That's one of the best ones we ever had.
That's a really good
That
one.
is a really good one, dude. Oh. That's my favorite. When he loses it, there's nothing that makes me happier. I mean, I like a Padres win like the next guy. You know what I mean? But when Ben Higgins loses it, it just delights me to
It's because
no
we
end.
talked about it on Monday. We started the show asking him how his weekend was. He had to put Reggie down,
Yeah.
and he got emotional.
Yeah.
And it kind of freaks us out.
Yeah,
it's jarring to see Ben show emotion.
Yes.
And that's one side of it. The other side of the spectrum is laughing, and he doesn't even show funny emotions a
Yeah.
lot.
No
so when
kidding.
he loses it, I mean, crying, laughing, can't breathe, coughing, falls out of his chair, it really stands out.
Somebody said it's contagious. When Ben starts laughing, it's contagious. It just kills me every single time. When I'm able to break him, it just gets me, man. Those are two of my favorite clips. I mean, just incredible clips that Paulie found for a Throwback Thursday. We got Parker McCollum tickets coming up. We're going to give those away in the next segment. You want to call now, 833-288-0973, and we'll hook you up with tickets to Parker McCollum, just a pair of tickets for you, and I'm going to get the details on that. This is what Ben is also very good at that I'm not.
It's right there on the rundown. Bet you can find it.
Hang on. Bear with me.
Do the show, bitch.
I can't find
Just read the copy.
All it says
I'm
is
asking you to read the
Parker
copy. Just
McCollum
read the
tickets.
copy.
That's all it says. Parker McCollum tickets. That's all I got.
Keep scrolling down. You know what? I'll do it. On the second page, in the purple, bold, Parker McCollum tickets. Call now for a pair of tickets to Parker McCollum at Cal Coast Credit
there it
Union
is.
Open Air
Theater, October 25th. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Boom.
Thank you.
Be right back. great stereophonics from Wales. Welsh Friars tour has ended. Did you see that? It was at the games in Seattle. Our buddy Tom, a huge Tier 1 and a huge Padres fan. You guys heard about the Welsh Friar saga last week. He continued, flew up to Seattle, caught a couple of games. I believe they are 4-3 in the Welsh Friar era. So, brought a little good luck. Got to see a couple of good games.
Did see that one epic game.
Yeah, you saw the epic game.
4-3 is not
what you want.
It's okay.
This time of year, Paulie.
If you believe in superstitions, Tom, safe travels back.
Yeah, safe travels back, buddy. And, listen, if he lands in Wales and they start playing like they were before he got here, that would be good. But, listen, we did not kiss the Roach this morning. I don't know how to feel about the Rally Roach right now. Still a very good record, so I will give it some sugars, and we'll see what happens. I've got for you guys a pretty interesting well, no, let's do the requests. We got a couple of requests. It's loose. When Ben's not here, we don't really have to stay on track. We can kind of do what we want. And Diego in the chat wanted to hear the voice of God, who is our voice guy. You guys have heard him. We're going to have Eno Saris coming up next, one of the greatest flubs in Ben and Woods history.
Yes.
Eno Harris, son of a bitch.
We were playing a clip last week of the voice guy just ruining my day, taking forever to cut one simple liner. And we had talked about a clip that we played in April.
He could not get this.
He could not say Annie Heilbrun's name right.
Could not say it.
And we said we would find it, track down the audio. We actually never ended up getting back
forgot.
to it. So Diego's losing his mind in our chat right now. He's like, please, I'm begging you, please play that clip. It was so funny. So here it is.
We're here to please, man. That's what we're here to do.
It's actually pretty timely because Ben was leaving that weekend for something.
Weird.
I don't remember where he was going in April, but he was leaving. And so we had to make a new open for the round table that said hosted by Annie Heilbrun.
That's right.
Not hosted by Ben Higgins. And that's what led to this.
Alongside Stephen Woods, Craig Elston, Chris Hello, and Sam Levitt, here's your host, Annie Heilbrun. Heilbrun. Yeah, what am I saying? God, Jesus. Heilbrun. How you doing? Here's your host, Annie Heilbrun. Heilbrun. Here's your host, Annie Heilbrun. Here's your host, Annie Heilbrun. Sorry.
And as I've told you in the past, like he sends me this long ass.
Thank God for it.
I get the whole thing.
Good, that's good. I hate that it's extra work. No, listen.
It's like a 9-minute file for a 20-second liner.
I hate that it's extra work for you. I do. That said, we would miss out on all of it. If he cut that and dumped it in the trash,
and just gave
we
you the
wouldn't
finished
get
product,
it. He just gave you the finished product. It would be the worst.
Got to start over. I'll do it one more time. Here's your host, Annie Heilbrun. Heilbrun. Here's your host, Annie Heilbrun. Brun. Annie Heilbrun. Me, Jesus. Here's your host, Annie Heilbrun. 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 That might be it. It's that time, Friar Faithful. Time to discuss everything going on with the Padres. We've gathered the entire 97.3 The Fan crew together to bring you the most in-depth discussion on the Friars in our weekly Padres Roundtable. Presented by San Diego Roundtable Pizza. Alongside Stephen Woods, Craig Elston, Chris Ello, and Sam Levitt, here's your host, Annie Heilbrun. Jesus. Here's your host.
Bro.
What the hell? I got a truck backing up. Here's your host, Annie Heilbrun. Here's your host, Annie Heilbrun. Here's your host, Annie Heilbrun.
Nailed it.
Okay.
That is, now I've forgotten how to say her name. I don't know how to say it after listening to him fumble around with it, but he is obviously he's a pro. And again, I am sorry that he sends all of that, but I'm not. It's so good. It is so good. Annie hates that. Somebody said in the chat. Annie, I'm sorry.
I hope not.
I didn't mean to relive, a memory that you
Annie,
didn't like.
Nobody has ever said my last name right on the first try. It takes them.
Rindell?
Yeah, Rindell. Rendell.
I get Wood. a
Greenville.
lot. Scott Wood is something I've been called in my past as well. So there you go. Diego, glad we can make you.
Any other requests?
Any other request? I got one this morning. Somebody asked me right out of the chute if I would do for Ben my Michael McDonald. And they said since Ben is out, they wanted me to do I keep forget not in love anymore. I keep forget things will never be the same again. I keep forget. So there you go. Another request knocked out by you guys. So we will be back very shortly. We're going to have Eno Saris coming up next. I do have for you guys, I want to try to put your mind at ease. I just saw this on MLB.com. Which of these struggling contenders should be most worried? Where do the San Diego Padres fall in this group of 7? You want the answer now?
Kind of. We got a couple minutes.
We got a couple minutes?
Yeah.
They're not on the list, Paulie. They're not even on the list. They rank them.
List of contenders to be worried about?
Yes. Which of these struggling contenders should be most worried? Written by Will Leach. You know, listen, it says a lot of these, everybody knows it looks like we're not going to have a 100-win team for the first time in a full season since 2014. Many reasons for that. None of the teams that were great over the first half have been very good in the second half. Padres have been a little different. They have actually been good in the second half, but they're talking about team. So the number one team that if you are a fan of the Cleveland Guardians, you should be a little bit more concerned. Not that you're going to make the playoffs, and there's a really good chance that you're still going to win the division, about 85%, 99.9% chance to make the playoffs. But their offense is skidding a little bit, led by Stephen Kwan. They've got number 2, the Braves. Very impressive that they've even stayed over 500 in the second half. They have had so many injuries, people continuing to drop for that team. So yeah, I don't think that's news to Braves fans, but after all their guys got hurt, I don't know how much they were really expecting to contend. It is kind of a miracle that they're still in it.
Yeah,
but he says 100%. If you're a Braves fan, you are pretty concerned. The Twins were 45-36 in their first 81 games. They are 33-32 since. And Rocco Baldelli is having closed-door meetings 3 weeks before the playoffs start. It is he has ripped his team. He said that was an unprofessional series of baseball we just played. I'm not commenting on anything else. I don't think anything else has to be said. So I don't think it's all smiles in Minnesota. The Baltimore Orioles are 32-34 in their second 81 games, in the second part of the season. They have nothing at the back end of their bullpen. They do not know what to do to be able to close out games. The New York Yankees, 32-33 after the first 81 games.
A lot of American League teams.
A lot of American League teams. Los Angeles Dodgers they're 37-28, but they have them 6th on the list. They were 50-31 in the first half, 37-28 since. Right now they said, look, your game one starter's Jack Flaherty. After that, who knows? Yoshinobu Yamamoto looked good in his return, but there's still a lot of questions. But then again, they are the Dodgers. And a lot is expected of the Dodgers. They were expected to win 115 games this year. That's not going to happen. And then the last one is the Philadelphia Phillies. And again, San Diego Padres not even mentioned in this as a contender to be worried about. Probably because of a strong second half. They have kind of fallen back into that 500-ish mode lately. But again, 3 weeks left in the season, time to turn it around. It did make me feel just a smidge better that they weren't even mentioned on here.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. We're not smashing the panic
I'm
button
at 4,
yet.
I'm at 4 of 10, which is a very low number for me.
Yes.
But I literally saw that. And
It's
I was
reassuring to hear.
I was like, oh, God, where are we going to be? And I go, oh, we didn't even make it.
If they were number 2 on that list, that 4 turns into a 6.
That four jumps to a 6, thanks to Will Leach's article. But they weren't even mentioned, so maybe it went down to a 3. We will be right back, joined by our beloved Eno Saris from The Athletic, one of the smartest guys in baseball going these days. We'll talk to him about the Padres, everything else going on in the world of baseball, our Smart Weekly baseball segment with Eno coming up next. Well, welcome back, Men and Woods 97.3, The Fan. Always exciting to talk to our pal, Eno Saris. I'm about to hit him up for some recommendations. Going to be going to Oracle Park for the first time tomorrow with my family. Excited for that. Going to go watch the boys play on the road. Yeah, first time.
Beautiful stadium.
I saw it from the outside, and it looks incredible, and I will be inside. It's probably going to be butt cold.
I was
tomorrow.
there one time, went to one game. It was the Buster Posey game where he got hurt.
Really?
I was at the game sitting in the left
How did I not
field
know
bleachers.
this?
I told you. I've said it before.
Yeah, I don't pay attention as much. I just forget things.
It was wild. From way out there, you knew something bad had happened.
That's a big one.
And that changed the course of baseball.
It really did. It changed the course of baseball history. We'll talk to our pal Eno Saris after a quick check of traffic.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's Kelly Danick.
Well, some folks are having a tough time navigating our roads here. Northbound side of the 15 before the 8. There is a collision blocking the HOV lane. Also going to find on the westbound King Freeway at Kelton, collision involving a couple vehicles. That's in the fast lane. Northbound side of the 805 still clearing an accident before 47th Street. Westbound 52 before Mast Boulevard, collision involving a couple vehicles. That's over the right shoulder. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's time for the super polished, yet to be named Smart Baseball Weekly segment with Eno Saris, son of a bitch. Brought to you by 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from the ballpark by the bay in Chula Vista. Here's Eno Saris with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, I'm going to be leaning heavily on you this morning, Eno. It's making my first trek to Oracle Park tomorrow night with the family. And listen, I know that your tastes are a little bit more refined, much like Ben's, but I wanted to get your must-haves at Oracle Park before we get into spin rate and exit velo and all your favorite things to talk about.
So how much beer?
Oh, so here's the thing. I'm going to be with my two little guys. I'll have probably one beer. Oh, no.
Thing that you can do.
All right, hold on. We're losing you a little bit. There we go.
The cool thing that you can do is enter through something called 58 Social, which used to be called the Public House. And it's you can enter through there, and they have some cool appetizers. And if you're at all early, if you're not, you can get a beer in a plastic cup there. It'll be the best beer selection. It's like a chalkboard beer bar, where like they have good options. So that's a good way to enter because it's right there at 3rd and King. It's the way you'd be entering anyway. So you can just enter through that, get your beer in a plastic cup, and go in, to the park that way. So that's the best way to get in. And then once you're in, there's the garlic fries are the thing that everyone talks about.
Yep.
They're everywhere. You've also got a crazy crab sandwich. That's behind home plate if I got it right. But that's pretty good. I like the poke bowls. Especially because they're kind of a healthier alternative to some of the stuff that's out there.
I'm not really worried about healthy alternatives, Zeno. I'm on vacation for my wife's birthday. So I'm not, you're barking up the wrong tree here, man. Somebody said the caramel corn is, you have to get it. They said they actually give you a fork to eat it. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to grabbing one of those.
I haven't even had that.
Have you not? Oh, man. Apparently it's a huge, huge deal. Well, and obviously, a huge series. And, the Padres, they're not stuck in neutral per se. There's a lot of tired kind of tropes we could throw out about them. Probably not playing their best baseball right now. Certainly a little bit sloppy last night, but also ran up against Brian Wu, who I knew he was good. I guess I didn't realize he was that good for the entire season.
Yeah, he's a really interesting guy because he's one of a handful, maybe about 10 starting pitchers in baseball that have really above average strong 4-seamers and 2-seamers.
Yeah.
So he threw a lot of fastballs last night, but by having both kinds of fastballs and then both being good, he's able to really keep people off balance. And then he has two different breaking balls as well. So it's kind of funny when he came up. There's some that were kind of like, oh, he's fastball slider, and I'm like, yeah, but it's 2 fastballs and it's 2 sliders. And he's got great command. So yeah, it was a well pitched game last night. I thought King pitched well enough to win too. But
100%.
Yeah, it was just when you go into Seattle in particular, their park augments strikeouts more than any other park in baseball. So it's not surprising they kind of go in there and strike out and not score as many runs as you expect.
Yeah, which is again for the Padres, and again as good as Wu was, what did he have? 6 Ks last night. I mean, it wasn't through the roof, but the Padres have been a really, really good team about, they've been putting the ball in play. But it's, sloppy defense last night really burned them. And listen, I like the new lineup. I like Xander sliding back over to short, getting Solano's bat in there. He gives you a really good AB. Luis Arraez, never strikes out, never takes an offer, was able to muster up a hit late. And I'm not super panicked about this team as it stands right now,
No. I think all the pieces are there, and I know that the Mets are coming on strong, but in terms of projections from here on out, the Padres are clearly a better team than the Mets, and I think it's actually good news that the Braves are falling back, because supposedly the Braves are a better team on paper too. So I think the Mets. They have, just think about the Mets versus the Padres. The Mets rotation is clearly inferior to the Padres. The Mets bullpen clearly inferior to the Padres. So, to have them beating up on the Braves, that's fine for the Padres. I think they'll make it in, and then it's just a question in the postseason if sort of everybody's healthy and playing their best ball. I'm happy to see Tatis hit homers and rob homers. I think that's a big part of making this team a more dynamic offense.
There's no question. Talking to Eno Saris here on Ben and Woods this morning, and I saw last night, Benny texted the group chat, and he goes 115.6 off the bat for Tatis. And then I looked this morning, and that was the fourth hardest home run he's ever hit, which blew me away. I mean, the guy, when he's locked in, is such a game changer, and it is a joy. And again, doing it with the glove, the play he made the night before when he threw out Polanco trying to stretch a single into a double, the home run he hit, last two nights have been absolute missiles. So to see him coming around, yeah, man, sky's the limit, I think.
Yeah, Manny and him, that's the heart, that's the power. And then, I think AJ, there was an article today by Ken Rosenthal in The Athletic about how this is, AJ's best job of putting together the pieces around. Maybe last year was a better team on paper and had more stars or whatever, but this year, it seems like the complementary pieces really work. So if you have Tatis and Manny in the middle of the order providing power, what's the best way to supplement that is actually sort of contact and getting people on base and, putting balls in play when they're on second base and stuff like that. So it's a really nicely put together team.
Talking to our pal Eno Saris here on Ben and Woods this morning. So Eno, this is a kind of a rambler here, but I'm watching MLB Network yesterday, and it's on, and Dan Plesac's on, and I like Dan Plesac. I liked watching him pitch. I like his commentary. But something caught my ear as I was kind of walking by the television, and he did the thing that a lot of older players do when he says, well, and this is just the state of pitching. Everybody's chasing velo and everybody's chasing spin, and it kind of stopped me in my tracks, and it hit me, and I went, did guys in the 80s not try to throw harder? Did they not try to spin their curveball more? Why is this consistently, and I know this is true, I know that guys want to throw harder. I know guys want to be able to spin the ball more. Didn't they used to? They also wanted to throw hard back with, do we romanticize pitching in the 70s, 80s, and 90s as, oh no, these were all craftsmen that never walked anybody, and they just nibbled the corners. They all threw 86. And I'm sitting there going, I vividly remember Doc Gooden reaching back with everything he had to throw 96 when he was 20 years old.
Yeah. No,
and so it's why every time you put on a broadcast, all you hear is Smoltz or whatever, all these guys just chasing the spin and this velo, and I'm like, guys used to always like to throw hard too. That's never really changed.
Yeah, I think one of the most amazing things about baseball is these equilibriums it finds. I mean, the walk rate in 1986 was 8.8%. The walk rate in 2024 is 8.2%. And in between, it's never been higher than 9.1% or lower than 7.7%. So it's like, okay, like,
It's just we're
that's the acceptable
romanticizing.
walk rate.
Yeah, that's what it is. We did a segment yesterday. What is something that people romanticize but is actually horrible? And I should have said pitching in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. We romanticize it, but a lot of it was bad pitching.
You know what I would like to say is middle infields of those decades. Because I grew up in Atlanta, and we had Jeff Blauser, Rafael Belliard, Mark Lemke, and like I do romanticize them because they were like my heroes growing up.
Of course,
but, like, I've looked at their numbers recently and been like, yikes! Like what? Like, what was I rooting for there, dude?
It just blows my mind, and I do understand. And you had the comments from Whit Merrifield last week. Guys are just rearing back these days, throwing it as hard as they can. They have no idea where they're going, and I think to myself, if you have no idea where the ball's going, you're not pitching in the big leagues. You're just not.
Yeah, there's some guys like that, like Joe Boyle here in Oakland, and he's up and down and in the minors, and he's got to figure some things out. Edward Cabrera on the Marlins has a real hard time commanding things, and yes, he gets chances, but that's not the norm in baseball. I would say, if there is an element of truth, here are some things that have changed. So the amount of sliders that we throw has changed. So just in terms of, since we started tracking this in 2008, sliders were thrown 14.5% of the time. Now we throw them 22% of the time, and it's kind of rising every year. So that's a difference. So we throw more sliders, we throw fewer fastballs. Another thing that's changed is we throw more four-seam fastballs top of the zone. I looked at it, and the difference was over the course of the season, something like 12 to 15,000 more balls at the top of the zone. That sounds like a lot, but we're talking about games and games and games and games and games. You know what I mean? That's like, it's like 4 or 5 more per game or whatever it is. But it's still a lot. And so 15,000 more balls high in the zone where it's harder to avoid the ball, right? Like you have more places to get hit. If it's low in the zone, you just jump over it, or there's 2 sticks down there, your legs, So I think it's that. I think there's that. Then I have looked into the free agent market, and I have Stuff Plus and Location Plus, and so I looked at how much every point of Stuff Plus was worth on the open market, and how much every point of Location Plus was worth on the market. And teams are paying for Stuff over Location. So to some extent. And that's because Stuff is more consistent year to year, and Location comes and goes. So, there are some truths in what he's saying, but it's not that everyone's rearing. Oh, and the last thing is pitchers are pitching closer to their maximum. So we used to have the league used to be about 3 miles per hour between your sitting velo on your fastball and your maximum, and now it's closer. It's like under 2. So there's some truth to what they're saying. But it's not all just like, oh, these guys are all idiots that have no idea where the ball is going. It's not. That's not the truth. The truth is we throw higher in the zone, we throw harder, we throw closer to our maximum, and we value Stuff. All of those things together do add to more hit by pitches.
They do, absolutely, and that's Witt's point. As to Plesac's point, when I was growing up, it was, you don't throw your fastball up. And if you're going to get it up, make sure you get it up. You want to work down in the zone. And I think all of the changes in pitching in the last 10 years, even the last 5 years, isn't it all just teams trying to be more economical and essentially be better, build better pitchers? And if I'm a GM, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably paying for Stuff. I absolutely would pay for a guy with ridiculous stuff over a guy that, Kyle Hendricks is a fun watch sometimes when he's on. When he's off, it's not great.
It's even easier to say that when you have Ruben Niebla.
Exactly, and you got Ruben Niebla that can teach a guy a new pitch shape and stuff. Again, they act like baseball has done all this haphazardly, and they're just chasing guys that throw 100, when in reality, in my mind, I'm like, don't you guys see they want to build better pitchers and more effective pitchers?
Yeah, and I mean, a big thing is that the batting average on a ball in play is year in, year out over the course of history about 300. And the batting average on a strikeout year in, year out over the course of history is 0.
Correct.
And
Right.
so, so
You take your chances with the stuff.
So you optimize for stuff and you go for that. And it clearly hasn't had an effect on walk rate. So we're not,
right.
It's not like they're walking everybody. And so I think that's an argument for, like, the command has actually been fairly steady compared to where it was before. I mean, that's the thing that really happens is I watch a lot of Greg Maddux, and he missed his spots too. I don't like people try to pretend like he never missed his spot. Yeah. And like, and that was the guy that was the best at it in the history of baseball.
Correct.
So, we remember when a guy misses his spot. We remember when Suarez throws a fastball to the wrong spot and gives up a homer, because that's a big moment, and that we have emotions attached to it. And that's I'm going to say the failure of the eye test, but that's the reason why the eye test doesn't work so well for me, is because we have emotions as human beings, and those emotions affect what we remember. And so your emotions affect, because I'm a psychology major, so, emotions affect how much you remember something. So if you're just going to remember those big ones a lot and not remember, it's like the Derek Jeter thing. You're going to remember him running into the stands and getting that ball. You're going to remember the jump throws because they're exciting, and they won the game, or they got the out, and you're like, woo! And you're just not going to remember the singles that went past the diving Jeter.
Yeah.
That's a meme at this point. But you just don't remember those because they were kind of boring and banal, and they happened so often you didn't think about them. So that's sort of why the eye test can kind of fail you sometimes.
100%. You are brilliant. This was one of my favorite spots that you've ever done on our show, and you've done some great ones. Thank you so much. And if you're going to be out at Oracle, I'll be there tomorrow night. Maybe we can run into each other. If not, we will talk to you next week.
I will be there. I'll come. Where are you sitting?
I have no idea. My wife got the tickets for her birthday, so I'm just along for the ride. But I'll text you tomorrow when we're in there.
All right,
buddy.
See you tomorrow.
Have a
See
good
you,
one.
Eno.
The great Eno Saris. Yeah, Paul, it really sticks in my craw. And again, you know how much I love the game of baseball. And I for all my old head takes, my Kendrick Lamar takes, I'm getting roasted for that on the daily. When it comes to baseball, I love it. And yeah, is it imperfect? 100%. But to hear every analyst these days crap on the guys every single game makes me nuts.
Yeah.
You don't really hear it in other sports. You just don't.
Yeah.
And it's every single game. Thank you, Eno, for that. All right, we got a round report coming up next. Excited about this. I'm embarrassed about one of the stories you're going to be doing about my beloved Fighting Irish. This actually embarrassed me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you how to beat you. Coming up next. Welcome back, Ben and Woods, 97.3, The Fan. It's great to be here with you. Got an hour left here, and then I'll jam over into the next room, grab a slice of delicious round table pizza, fresh, piping hot, fresh pizza, and sit in. We'll do another hour of Padres talk, and looking forward to that. I think Annie's going to host today. Sammy Levitt's going to be filling in. Me, Ello, Elston, Annie, and Sammy. It's a good crew, man. If it was
solid,
it makes the round table a little bit more bearable. I was really tired when I got in this morning. I feel great now. I feel like I'm
just flying.
A lot of energy.
God,
it's 3 hours down already, Paulie, and I feel like it's been a good, fun show. We've laughed a lot, and we've been up to our antics again, Paul. It's weird when Ben must dread going out of town because he knows there's going to be like a prank call or something's going to happen.
You called me yesterday afternoon. What can we do?
What can we do? So we did something.
We did something yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sorry. It's the long tease.
It's a long tease. You are going to have to tune in tomorrow at 6 a.m. to find it out.
We will tell you exactly. Well, we have to spare probably a little bit of details.
Right
but,
now, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but we got something for Benny.
I texted him just now. Benny, just remember we love you. I actually can't wait for this.
He is going to be... I have no idea how he's going to react.
I don't either. I thought to myself yesterday, Paulie, he could be livid, legitimately mad, and hurt.
It was bold.
It was a bold decision by Paulie and myself. And I showed my wife, and I'll say this, she was taken aback. So was yours.
Megan got home from work yesterday. And
showed her?
I go, so Woods and I did something today.
Yeah, we did something bad.
For Ben. Yeah. I showed her, and she goes, oh, my. She's, what is wrong with you?
Hannah, clutched her perfect chest. And I said, yep. That's happening. So I just texted Benny. Benny, just remember we love you. He has not responded yet. So he's probably on his way up to L.A. right now. So you guys will have to tune in tomorrow at 6 a.m. where we will get to the bottom of what we did. For now,
let's move on before we get in trouble.
Final report.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Rindle Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Rindle Report with Paul Rindle.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Rindle Report.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
On 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a oh yeah? Oh yeah.
All right.
Still hasn't responded. No, we'll see.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, well.
All right. Let's get started here. College football. Yeah, the tease was, how did you phrase it? Let me show you how to
beat you.
So it was a do this story on Monday for us.
Thomas
Hammock, the head coach for Northern Illinois University, took down Notre Dame over the weekend. We played the video of his post-game interview.
4 touchdown favorites. 4.
It's a rough one for you guys.
Yeah, it was.
And we played the audio. I mean, it was so emotional.
It was beautiful,
and it was
man.
powerful.
It's what sports is all about.
And we said,
at
you know
my
what?
expense.
I am a huge fan of this guy. And look, everybody wanted to talk to Thomas Hammock after that moment, after that win, the interview, and all of that. And he went on. It was Barstool. Pardon my take. He went on with those guys yesterday, and they asked him about his relationship with Notre Dame head coach Marcus Freeman. And this is, I don't think you see this very often, and I think it speaks to the character of Thomas Hammock.
Yeah, so I saw that you offered to help out Marcus Freeman after the game. Like, was that right after the game where you said, Coach, if there's anything we can do to help you guys for the rest of the season, if you want any of the stuff that we saw on tape that we took advantage of, you're happy to help him. I feel like that's an unusual thing for a coach to offer to an opponent that they just beat. Do you think he's going to take you up on that?
Yeah, he has taken me up on it, and we've talked on the phone a couple times and exchanged text messages. It was my first time meeting him. Obviously, I have a lot of respect for him as a head coach. I want him to do well, for obvious reasons. And, just because we competed don't mean we can't help each other or try to assist each other to make each other better. Sometimes when you become a head coach, you don't have many people you can really rely upon because nobody's going through what you're going through. And I understand. I don't understand what he's going through, but I have an idea of some of the things he's going through, and if I can help him and help him achieve the type of things he want to achieve, that's what it's about. Paying it forward. They're never going to play us again, so we will never be a common opponent. And I want to see him win a national championship.
Yeah.
He's at a program that can win a national championship.
So, yeah, I don't
Class
know how
move,
often that
dude.
happens. Yeah,
Class
like
move.
you said,
What a
he's like,
G.
we're never going to play each other again.
Yeah.
I want to show him, hey, man, this is what we saw,
this.
and this is what we were able to expose in kicking your ass.
Yeah, we saw you had a horrible quarterback that you paid $2 million in the transfer portal for NIL. I can't even talk. I'm so mad.
Now, we saw the character of Thomas Hammock. I believe that this was authentic.
100%.
He's such a sweet
He
guy.
wasn't doing it like, hey,
I
man.
can see other people, though, going, this is going to make me look good. Hey, buddy. Hey, little guy.
Hey, little guy, come over here.
You want some help?
Come here, little
like,
guy.
I can see it being a little condescending.
Yeah.
From somebody else.
But I loved it. I do love it. It is a good, and clearly Marcus Freeman needs all the help that he can get. So, thanks for bringing that up, Paulie.
Hey, no problem.
Thank you.
Give me 1 second here. I'm going to get this up and running on our video stream because we got a reaction here. So, did you see what happened with Joe Buck and his bride, Michelle Beisner Buck?
I did.
She had a freak accident, an injury.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a freak accident.
It's a freak occurrence.
She broke her ankle.
She did.
On the golf course with her husband, Joe Buck.
Correct.
And everyone, well, what's going on? Well, apparently, as the story goes, Joe Buck was teeing off, and his wife was standing somewhere where she could have gotten hit with a ball.
Off to the left.
And he
Do you have the
pulled it.
audio or you want me to tell the story? Because I watched it.
I'm just kind of setting it up because Joe Buck, like Adam Schefter, I think, tweeted this out.
He's like another ESPN staffer
Field Yates
down.
hurt himself
Yeah.
in Mexico, separated his shoulder or something. So Joe Buck had to respond after this news broke. I'll play that for you right
now.
Now, here's Joe Buck.
The date, July 7. The location, Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. I was getting ready for the American Century Championship in Tahoe, and Michelle and I, with our kids taken care of, thought we'd go play a few holes and have some fun.
There she is sitting in the front seat.
Yep.
Yeah, and we got to 10, and I said, why don't I hit a couple of drives off 10, and then we'll go get something to eat. Well, 10 is a little left to right hole, and Michelle has been known to do headstands during the course of our courtship and marriage, and even prior to even Joey arriving on the scene. And so she did a headstand at the end of the tee box for good luck out into my left. And at the exact moment that I was teeing off, she decided with her feet in the air to do the splits, thereby dropping her right leg a little bit to the side, right in my line of fire.
Further
and I hit
okay.
a golf ball,
Yeah.
tailor-made with little designs on it.
Why tailor-made?
Simply the best.
Into the inside of her right ankle and shattered it.
It's a 1 in a billion shot.
So that's why.
Freak accident, though.
Total freak accident. It's like
If you were having a competition, you would never, ever be able to do it.
Never.
This was like God or the universe just directed this ball right into my ankle bone.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. And I bet Joe Buck swings it pretty good. He's a rich guy. He is a celebrity. He's got a lot of money.
Plays a lot of golf. I'm
Probably
sure.
plays a lot of golf. Can probably pipe it pretty well. So again, she's doing a headstand or a handstand for good luck as he's teeing off to the left, and then she just does the splits.
Like this,
and her foot comes down
just
into the line of
far
fire.
enough. Like had she gone straight up, straight vertical, up and down headstand, she might have been okay. Just far enough to be in his sights, and oh God, that had to hurt.
The thought of someone
So bad.
driving a golf ball into your ankle,
so hard that it shatters your ankle. I mean, bro, I've hit my ankle like with a bat before or a club.
I always hit mine
you
with
just
a
kind
putter.
of graze it, and it hurts. It hurts like a son of a.
You ever been hit with a ball playing on the course? Remember, I got smoked by a ball one time. Somebody hit it over a hill. It was on a bounce, though, but it hit me pretty good.
No, I don't think I have.
My dad got hit in the neck one time walking off the green. Walking off the green. And a ball, Paulie, I was right there. I was probably 13. And it just goes, you can hear like the, and it just goes, boom, side of the neck. And he didn't even drop to his knees.
God.
And he looked, he's like, hey. And I'm 13. I never heard my dad get that upset. I still don't think he cursed. And the guys were like, dude, we're so sorry. And he, like a big old welt right on the side of his neck. Could have killed him. Could have absolutely killed him. If you're playing golf, be careful. Be careful.
Do
when you're out
handstands
there.
behind people.
Do handstands behind people in their line of fire. I'm glad
Tyler
she's
says,
okay.
dude's just trying to cover up the fact that he was hitting the ball at her to get her to stop doing effing handstands. I don't think he was trying to do that.
I told you keep doing it.
This is my nightmare.
Yeah, it's like the William Tell. Like, hey, let's put this apple on your head and let's see if I can get it off with. It's like a jackass stunt that they were doing, basically.
100%.
Holy cow.
All right, and then to wrap things up, really a powerful story yesterday out of Nashville, Tennessee.
This is unreal.
I know exactly where this happened. I've been to Nashville once. There is a pedestrian bridge that goes across the river there, right in downtown, right outside of downtown, where the Titans Stadium, NRG or Nissan Stadium, I think, right there next to the stadium, big pedestrian bridge. And John Bon Jovi happened to be on that bridge filming a new video.
Yep.
I don't know if it was for that song or maybe a
when
new
I
song.
saw this story, I go, I hope he doesn't play it because it's going to make me laugh, and this is not a funny story.
No, it's not.
But every time
it's really not. It's a very
every
serious
time
story.
I hear that, it makes me laugh every time.
It's a very serious story. Luckily, it has a very good ending, so I feel okay playing that drop. But so yeah, Bon Jovi is on this bridge filming a video, and he noticed that a woman was standing on the wrong side of the railing of the bridge.
About to jump.
And we know what that means. And he walked over to her and was able to convince her not to jump.
It's
and
John Bon Jovi.
He helped her back over the bridge. There was like city cameras on the bridge. I'm showing it on our live stream if you're watching, but you can just see him. He walks up and he just, softly approaches, like, hey, how's it going? What's going on? Gives her a big hug, pulls her back over the railing, and it's just like I got emotional when I was watching it yesterday. It's unbelievable. And he saved this woman's life.
Play it again if you want. Good for him, number one. Number two, again, top 5 drop of all time.
I don't want to play it anymore.
Corona content.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is leaning over, saying, hey, it's okay, giving her a hug. And it's John Bon Jovi, man. That's very sweet and very awesome and, saved her life. That's brilliant.
You want to think you would obviously try to do the same
dude, gives
thing
her a big hug.
if you were in that position, if you were in his position. But I don't. I don't know what you say to somebody.
Well, I mean, look, you obviously run the risk of them not listening, and you're right there. Of course, you take the chance, though. Of course, you go up and try to do that. But very, 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 very cool.
That was awesome.
By John Bon Jovi, who I've always loved. Big fan of John Bon Jovi, even in the Corona cave. Thank you, Paulie, for that Rhino report. We have coming up next, a threesome.
Ooh.
Ben and Woods 97.3, The Fan. Paulie, let's get sexy.
Can Ben and Woods interest you in a threesome?
A threesome would be fun.
Oh, not that kind of threesome.
Dang it.
We're talking end arounds, the best tight ends in the world.
He must work out.
And going all the way in this game of inches.
Nice.
It's the NFL threesome with Ben and Woods. Brought to you by Hamul Casino. Fun above all else on 97.3 The Fan.
Personal foul, 69, offense. He was giving them the business.
Yeah, it's the NFL threesome. We do it every Thursday here on Ben and Woods. And we're going to give you the Thursday night football preview. Going to give you the most enticing game on the schedule. And if you are a gambling man or woman, the bet that we like the most. So that's kind of the new structure of the NFL threesome. And obviously tonight's game, listen, battle of the undefeated, Paulie. The 1-0 Bills against the 1-0 Dolphins. Somebody is going to leave here at 500.
Buffalo did not look good for a lot of their game on Sunday last week. They did rally in the second half, and the final score looked like they blew them out of the water, but they came out really slow.
And the Dolphins almost lost to the Jags. They only won 20-17. So tonight is going to be a battle of listen, everyone wants to see Tua against Josh Allen, and the line right now is Dolphins are favored at home by about 2.5. I'm probably staying far away from that. Again, betting on the NFL is always a difficult prospect.
Especially early.
Early, you don't know what to have. I mean,
I'm trying to decide, did Miami play down or is Jacksonville good?
Is Jacksonville better?
I don't know.
Exactly. I honestly, man,
a lot of weapons on Miami.
You really need, I'd say you need about a month in the NFL to see, like, hey, how's the new offensive line holding up?
It used to be the quarter mark.
It's now it's like probably about 4 games until you feel like, okay, I got a general idea of the real deal and guys that are just not going to have that season. And, I'm looking over the schedule this week, and, for week 2, Paulie, I'm looking at it going, all right, I'm not seeing any that really – I'm seeing a couple that I'm like, yeah, I'm interested to see how that goes. I think, obviously, Bengals and Chiefs is your big division rival. You are talking about Joe Burrow against Pat Mahomes. And, Joe Burrow finally answered the question yesterday, and it was funny because I don't know if you saw this going around this week. I told you and Ben about it. I don't think either of you had seen it. Somebody had gotten video of Joe Burrow. He's had wrist problems, so he's massaging his wrist. Might I recommend, Joe, QC Kinetics, 619-614-PAIN. He's massaging his wrist. They're cutting to him all the time, and every time they cut to him, he's like kind of rubbing his wrist. His wrist is killing him. Can't pick up a Gatorade bottle to like drink it. It's too heavy for him. I've been there. I've been there. When my wrists were hurt, you guys know I couldn't do anything. If I banged it on a table, I was done. This is an NFL quarterback who also did not have a good game. Bengals are 0-1 right now. So they asked him about it yesterday. He goes, oh, no, I haven't seen that going around. Everything's fine. So, I mean, that's what they're going to tell you. So I don't know how to. I'm assuming that the Chiefs are going to roll because they looked really, really good. But that's my most entertaining game of the week. What about yours?
I think mine's actually tonight's
game.
A
good one. It's a real good one. You can't go wrong.
I think those are going to be. It's going to be an even matched teams.
Yeah.
I think. Maybe I'm just bitter because Cincinnati ruined my survivor pool along with
and
everybody
Ben's
else.
And Michaels and Adams.
But they look terrible. I think Kansas City's going to roll them this weekend.
Yeah.
Kansas City, extra rest already. They played on Thursday night last week, and so they're going to be well-rested at home against a team that did not look good at all, getting beat by the Patriots for the Bengals. So I think that's going to be a bit of a blowout. And I was looking at all the other matchups on Sunday. I'm like, yeah, I'll have Red Zone on, and they'll go to all the different games. But there's not a lot of enticing matchups. New York, Tennessee, Seattle, New England, the Giants and Commanders.
I mean, that is just a
Chargers, Panthers. Like it's not a great week of games.
In week
early
2,
on,
by the way, yeah, in week 2.
In
week 2, the one I like, I really enjoy watching the Detroit Lions play football. I just do. I like them a lot. They're fun.
That could be now. I'm surprised by this line.
I am too. And I looked at this, and Baker Mayfield had a really, really good game. And
in Detroit,
Tampa Bay's going on the road, and they're getting 7.5 points. So I'm looking at that going, all right, I'll take Baker Mayfield.
That is easily the biggest spread of the weekend.
Yeah, I'll take that 7.5 points, and that's the one I would actually
Tampa Bay
put money
plus the 7.5.
Yeah, Tampa Bay plus the 7.5. As much as I love Goff and as much as I love what the Lions are capable of offensively, I think Baker can hang in and give him a touchdown and half a point. I like that bet, and I'm kind of with you on the Chiefs.
That's my best bet.
Minus
I would take Kansas
5.5
City.
feels like a no-brainer.
That's a touchdown. That is touchdown difference, and you're golden. I think at home, extra rest, bad team, bad opponent. Give me that all day.
The question is moot. Puts in the chat. Anyone know what Mayfield's quarterback rating was this week? Actually, we do, based on that call we got. I got two numbers for you: 49 and 149. You're gonna figure it out.
I can't do this.
I'm not doing this.
Oh,
Number one,
Christ.
Number one, Deshaun Watson's quarterback rating. Number two, Baker Mayfield's quarterback rating. Okay? Yeah,
you sound like Chris
149 or 142. Yeah, dude.
Christ.
SoCal Yeti said this week for sports betting, the NFL is going to be tough. Hey, let me tell you something. The NFL is always tough. It is always, always tough to bet.
I find college football tougher to bet.
Oh, I find college football a delight.
When you have like these 31-point spreads, at least in the first couple of weeks, that's so many points. And the good schools, the top 10 schools that are playing these low-level teams, they get 29-point favorites and all that. They do cover, but those are terrifying to pick.
Take the Aztecs under.
Yeah.
And bet against Notre Dame. And that you will make yourself some cash. Aztecs under for me is hit 40 times. I mean, it is like, honestly, because for some reason, I mean, they were heavily favored in the last game. No, they weren't. They were slight dogs in the last game. Didn't score a point. So the under for the Aztecs hits a lot. And the NFL for me has just always, I've never been good at it. I've never, ever been good at the NFL. And I don't enjoy betting the NFL. I love betting college football and baseball. But
all right, San Diego State at Cal, Saturday night, 7:30 on ESPN.
What's the line?
The line is Cal minus 18.5, and the over-under is 47.5.
Danny O'Neal may not play. So their backup options I'm really unfamiliar with to this point. So, yeah, I think
Cal
minus
18.5.
Cal minus
2-0 in the
18.5.
ACC.
2-0, playing well. But, yeah, that's our NFL threesome. So tonight we'll have some coverage of the game for you tomorrow. We'll talk about
Padres tonight.
No Padres tonight.
Good football game
Good
on.
football game to watch. Give us a little something to do. All right, we'll come back next. We'll wrap it up. I don't know if Sammy Levitt's in the building yet. He might be. If not, we will wrap it up and get you ready for the roundtable here on Ben and Woods 97.3 The Fan. Final segment of Ben and Woods today. Been a fun show. Miss you, Benny. If you're listening, we love you, and we're sorry in advance. Just remember that. Tune in at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Got a roundtable coming up in about 24 minutes, and so stay tuned right here on 97.3 The Fan. Going to be doing 1 hour of Padres talk. No commercials. Paulie, I don't know what kind of shape I'm going to be in the morning. And I'll tell you that right now. I'm not quite sure what it's going to look like.
What's going on? What do you
Do we have traffic at all? No.
We do.
Don't. We do. All right, go to traffic, and I'll tell you.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by MTS, reminding you that trolleys run every 15 minutes or better. Still a few trouble spots here, guys. One of them is this crash on westbound 52, right before Mast Boulevard. A couple vehicles involved there over to the right shoulder. We saw this accident on westbound King Freeway at Kelton, blocking the fast lane. Northbound side of the 5, right around E Street, there is a stalled vehicle in the center divide. Cordell and Cordell traffic cam shows a stall on northbound 805 before Plaza Boulevard. They managed to push that over to the right shoulder. Don't let traffic drag your day down, whether headed to the office or game day. Go the easy way with MTS. Trolleys run every 15 minutes or better throughout the day. Learn more and plan your trolley trip at sdmts.com. That's sdmts.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
So what's going on? We got no Padres game tonight. We
No
just
game
mentioned
tonight.
that. You got a little Thursday night football, but there, no high stress Padres game to keep you up tonight. So.
No. I will be attending a gala this evening, and it's the first gala I've been to in quite a while. And normally when I get invited to galas, especially midweek-ish, I would typically always say, no, I can't make it. But I got a DM a couple of weeks ago. I haven't even talked about this yet because I'm very nervous. But I got a DM from Sheil Seidler, the widow of our beloved owner, Peter Seidler. And she invited me, wanted to know my email address, and wanted to invite me to the Lucky Duck Foundation's Showcase Soiree. And I said, of course. I mean, if Sheil Seidler asked me to do something, I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so
that's an easzy yes.
My heart fluttered a little bit, and I said, okay, great, I'm in.
So
and
black suit, black tie.
Well,
what are we doing?
So it's one of the myriad of things I'm nervous about. Okay, is the dress code, and let's decipher this together.
You can't dress like Peter would dress.
No,
Peter could dress like that because he's Peter Seidler.
Right.
He could wear a 4X sweater.
Correct. And jogging pants.
Yeah.
And whatever. He's eccentric. That's what he does.
Everyone expects it.
So the dress code for tonight's gala, Paulie, is let's keep it effortlessly stylish. Well, I don't have that.
What does that mean?
It says think smart casual. Jeans, slacks, polos, dress shirts, skirts, or dresses are all perfectly appropriate. Kindly avoid tank tops. Damn it. Shorts, flip-flops, and athleisure wear, which I'm wearing currently, to keep the evening polished. So I said...
No baggy tank top and joggers tonight?
So I said to Hannah, so suit, no tie. She goes, no, you're not wearing a suit, no tie. Just wear, nice pants and a button-down shirt. I go, okay, I can do that. So I guess that's... But then I feel like I'm going to walk in, and everyone... It's in Del Mar. It's fancy. Everyone's going to be in a suit. I think
you go suit, no tie.
That's what I said. She said no, so I'd rather be...
Keep in mind, I'm an idiot when it comes to dress codes. Anytime there's a wedding or an event, and I read it's summer business casual. And I go, what the F does that mean?
I don't know what that means. So I'm obviously I'm not great. I'm nervous. Obviously, this is a bit outside of my comfort zone, and B, my circle, right? And so.
So the Lucky Duck Foundation, are they raising money?
Yeah.
You said it's a showcase?
It's a gala. Yeah, and there's a dinner, and there's
Sammy.
Hi, Sammy. There's a dinner, there's appetizers, cocktails, things like that. So number one, you don't want to overdrink when you go there. If you have any at all, you want to just make sure you keep it at one.
I mean, nobody should, but especially the guest of Sheil Seidler, I would say don't do that.
So I'm very nervous about that. Hobnobbing with the rich and famous is not. I'm not great at it. So that. Then it came down to. But I'm so honored. Number one, I want to get that out there. I was absolutely blown away. And when I told my wife, I said we are absolutely going, 100% going. Because of the honor, and I'm very, very honored to be asked. And then I looked at I looked at what they're auctioning off tonight, and I said, oh, well, they know I'm in radio. They know I don't make a ton of dough. Hannah does pretty well. We did pretty well together, but they didn't. You always want to invite rich peoples to your gala. Sammy Levitt joins us on the program as well.
What are we discussing?
I'm going to a gala tonight. I was invited by Shield Sideline, the Lucky Duck Foundation. So I'm like very honored to go, but I'm also like I'm nervous because I get nervous really about everything. But so I'm looking at some of the things that they were going to auction off at the event. Now they didn't call me. They're like, hey, we got to get the rich guy here. Like my father-in-law, he gets invited to every gala. He probably turns down 4 galas a day because they want a guy there that has some scratch, right?
But as a guest, you feel obligated
100%
to spend some money. That's why you're there. It's a fundraiser.
She gave me She gave us tickets, so we are going as her guests. And I don't want to walk in. I'm not, I won't mention him because he's on a golf vacation right now. But I'm not going to go in there and just eat, drink. Yeah, and just take advantage of everything for free.
Colonel budget.
Just eating all the free appetite. So you feel like you're going to have to spend some money. So I was like, okay, well, let me check out and see what they're offering, things to bid on tonight.
Right.
How about, and Paulie, if there's anything that jumps off the page, your birthday is coming up, let me know.
Yeah, we spent some time this morning.
We did.
You have no idea what to get me. This, I can get down with this.
Some of these things. All right. Well, how about a Rolex Submariner watch? Starting bid is.
I have a nice Apple Watch, but I think a Rolex.
Starting bid is $9,000.
Oh wow!
So that's one. Ooh, or Paulie, I could send you and Megan to the Los Cabos Beach House vacation. $12,000.
Okay, I would take that.
Could do the Padres Owners Box experience.
Don't worry, I won't leave you stranded in the middle of a pennant race to go to Cabo.
Go on the off season, right?
Yes.
Tickets to the Owner's Box, $4,000. That'd be fun.
You're really looking for here's the 4 tickets to the zoo type.
Nice.
That might fit more of
my budget.
Yeah.
Here's the Punta de Mita beach vacation, the 15 large. For that, a trip to Las Vegas. Paul, you guys like Vegas? $7,500 here.
Nice.
The East Cape Cabo beachfront. It's only $3,000. Might be able to swing.
I was gonna say, what's the cheapest?
So, yeah, what is the cheapest?
There's Super Sports package, $15,000. Final 4 game. So they're going to give us the paddles, and here's a Oregon vacation house. I'm going to do $7,500 on that. They're going to give us the paddles.
Oh, so it's like a live.
It's like a live auction. So they may have the baskets of things that you can walk and you write your name down for $250, $300.
Yeah.
Like I'm down. I want to spend some money.
I totally agree with you that this is a situation where if you can find something that's within reason for your price range, and that's not a knock on you and Hannah, but if you can find something within reason.
You don't own any sports franchises.
Correct.
But if you can, this is the situation you should bid on and try to do your part.
Manny says, where is the movie night package? 100%.
Every auction ever existed has a basket with some Mike and Ike's and some popcorn and a blanket.
I just snotted. I can picture it with the bag of popcorn, the Milk Duds, the Mike and Ike's, and then 4 free movie passes. Even that thing goes for $175. You know what I mean? If at the auctions when you're trying to raise money. So I don't know. A, I don't know what to wear. B, I don't know how to act.
Well,
C, I don't know how much money to spend.
Well, I think the dress is pretty easy. I mean, look nice. Jacket, pants.
I think jacket, no tie. You can take the jacket off if you deem it too much when you get there.
So listen, there are people that can pull off Ben wears it on the news every night. He can pull off black slacks and a blue jacket. Eric Grupner, it's huge in his wardrobe. He always has the different blazer or whatever. I've never been able to do the mismatch. So mine is I'll be wearing a suit with
fine.
no tie. Hannah said no. She said no.
Why not?
She said it's too much.
This is going to be a really nice fundraiser
Well, it said
event.
jeans, and I'm not wearing jeans, obviously. But I don't want to be overdressed.
You can't wear like a pair of slacks and a shirt and a jacket?
Yeah, I don't have a matching jacket. All my jackets are suit jackets.
Oh.
They don't look good with the slacks that I have. You know what I'm saying? I also don't know how to act.
Oh, that you'll be fine. Woodsy, see, I actually think that you don't give yourself enough credit. I think you are one of the more persons I know.
Say that, but it's just my personality on the air.
See, I think you're, and this is not me psychoanalyzing you. I think you feel like you maybe have more trouble in those situations. I watch you, like when you come to the ballpark or you're at a live, people love you.
Oh, thank you.
And you interact really well. I don't think you give yourself enough credit. I agree. In fact, I think you will thrive in this situation. This is tonight.
Tonight.
I think you're going to be fine.
This is a good bit here.
The money part of it, that could get a little
So if
tricky.
I'm sitting next to Sheil Seidler, and
Amazing.
she's raising her paddle, do I just egg her on?
Maybe she'll get my birthday present.
Maybe she will.
But to your point, maybe there will be ultimately some smaller
the movie
budget
night.
items.
Oh, Hannah,
like
hope you're ready.
baskets,
Hope
stuff
you're
like
ready
that.
for a movie night.
You could also, hey, throw up your paddle and what happens happens.
I come in tomorrow. I'm like, guess who owns a brand new Rolex Submariner watch for $13,000? Somebody said in the chat, go full top hat. Full top hat tuxedo. Just show up like a big dumb idiot. So that's tonight. So again, Paulie,
Sheil just kind of slouches in her chair when you walk in. Like
these are my
you're
guests.
in the Dumb and Dumber suits.
Ooh, Christian makes a good point. Just place the very first bid. Do I have 4,000? Yes, you do. Right here. You know I'm going to win it. You know I will.
Oh yeah. You can't play that game.
Yeah, it's very dangerous.
So yeah, all right. Well, I'm
That's great. What a wonderful,
such an honor, man.
What a wonderful thing to do.
Such
What
an
a
honor.
wonderful invite. That's all.
It was very special to me. Very special.
You are notorious for Ambien purchases.
Correct.
Take a little Ambien, get a little loopy.
Can you imagine?
And you have no idea what you bought. So pop an Ambien like 20 minutes after you get there.
Yeah.
And let Hannah drive home. And let's just see what you got.
See what happens. I'm running around pantsless at the Lucky Duck Foundation. No, I promise, if you're listening, I will not embarrass you. I probably won't say 5 words. So I'm very, very honored and touched to be included and asked. And it's going to be a really special night. And look forward to spending some time with Sheil. I've talked to her briefly, but I had when I met Sheil for the first time and the only time, we did the whole show about Peter. We love Peter.
Yeah.
She thanked us and wrote me a really sweet email and sent me a really nice package for all the guys. And it was really, really a sweet moment. And so it's been part of the reason I've acted the way that I've acted this year is because Peter never panicked. Every time we talked, he never panicked. He just was not a guy that panicked about this baseball team. And so I've tried to take some of those lessons from him this year. But first time I met her, I got to talk to her. And I remember out of the corner of my eye, my dad was with me down on the field, and he was talking to A.J. Preller. So I was listening to her, but I wasn't hearing her because all I could hear was my dad behind me like, so what are you looking at in the market? Do you like a catcher? And I'm just like, I had to play interference there, so I wasn't able to really get in deep with her. And I'm very excited to spend some time with her tonight. And just, again, very, very touched and honored that I
it's
get
wonderful.
to go. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Not as much fun as the round table is going to be here in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, they got me in here. I'm not used to sitting in traffic to get here because I very rarely drive during rush hour times, like in this city in general. I just don't.
I never do either.
I just don't.
And when I do, I lose my mind.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It's
on the 15
brutal.
there. It was 9:30 and it's still backed up. So they got me here. Yeah,
got you here.
Ben out. Tony on the road.
You're in the round table
yes,
today. And you're not hosting,
from
are
the
you?
bullpen, no.
Andy's
Not that
hosting.
I know of.
Okay.
Did you tell Adam it's your day off?
He knows.
Okay.
Since when does he care?
But you know what Adam does. It's not a demand.
It's an ask.
It's not a must. It's an ask. Now, it's not even a really aggressive ask at all. There's not even usually like a double up on the ask.
We don't know what that means. We only get aggressive asks.
Yeah. See, I don't. I just get asked, and if I didn't want to do it, he would say, "All good."
See,
but there's like a slight.
He has a really good way. He has a good way about him.
Yeah,
where he says
he's almost so nice to me.
Yeah.
At least about it that it makes me
of course
want to do it.
He does the thing to me, and he always starts with the preamble of, listen, you can say no if you want to. And I'm like, well, now I have to say yes because I'm a big old yes man. I like to help as much as I can, but he gets me almost every time with that. Now to the point, though, where I'm like, I can't. Sometimes I'm like, I just can't do it, man. There's just no way. Did I tell you guys what he did to me the other day? He told me I could tell this story. So what was it, Paulie? Tuesday?
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday. I had a rough one. I woke up early, got here at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was not feeling great, just not having a good day. And he came in after the show, and he's like, "You good?" I'm like, "No, not really. I'm just having a rough one." He's like, "Oh, sorry, man. If there's anything I can do," I go, I need to sleep, dude. I'm cashed." And he said, "Okay, yeah." So I did my production, went home, fell asleep. Got right in bed, laid down. 11:15, phone rings. It's Adam. I go, "Hello? Hey. Hi. What are you up to?" "Nothing. Just chilling." "Hey, I just wanted to let you know, if you need anything, I'm here for you." And I said, and I go, "Oh, thank you, man." And he said, "Did I wake you up?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh no." I go, "I told you the one thing I needed was sleep." And he called me right in the middle of my sleep. He felt so terrible. I go, "You know what, man? It's fine." I got up, I had lunch, I went back to bed, everything was fine. But
he is that kind of guy.
He is that kind of guy. He's a sweet angel. Sweet angel. So hopefully I don't embarrass the entire crew tonight, Paulie, at the gala.
I think you're going to do great.
And we'll have some
I would figure out this dress thing, though. This seems fixable.
I almost want to drive by at 5, see what everyone else
bring like 3 different outfits,
and then run home and change. It's fairly close. Run home and change and be like, because I don't want to be overdressed, but I certainly don't want to be underdressed.
But I think you could roll with a suit, no tie, and probably be okay, even if you're a tad overdressed.
Yeah.
I'd rather be a tad overdressed than underdressed.
I'm with Sammy.
I will tell you, I really mean it. From a social perspective, I don't think you give yourself nearly enough credit.
No, we'll see.
You to me are like a chameleon. Like you can fit in any type of environment, setting, crowd.
Well, we'll see.
This
is a different one.
And Hannah too.
Yeah, this is a different one for me tonight.
They're going to be fine.
So just to bring it all back home here before we got about a minute left, we kind of alluded to something that we did for Benny or to Benny
for him. Yeah.
On his trip up to LA this weekend to do a little golf. And Woods, you said you texted
I did.
Ben. You said the thread with all 3 of us. You said, "Benny, just remember, we love you." Ben's responded.
What did he say?
He said, "Oh, no."
Oh, yeah.
He already knows.
He knows something's up.
He has no idea what.
No idea what.
But we will tell you that whole story 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah. And I'll have some
Book it.
Bring in my maybe a new sailboat or something that I buy tonight. You never know what's going to happen at the Lucky Duck. But thank you guys for tuning in.
It'll be for a good cause.
Yeah, 100%. The best cause. The best cause.
What would Peter
Go
Seidler
for
do?
it.
Exactly. What would Peter Seidler do?
Go for it.
Just live like Peter.
All right,
tonight.
I will. Believe you me. Enjoy that Rolex. We'll be in tomorrow. Roundtable's next right here on 97.3 The Fan.